19,000 here at Staples Center, downtown Los Angeles. We get ready for the defending NBA champion Los Angeles Lakers and the Orlando Magic as we check out the starting lineup. Tracy McGrady up front with Bo Outlaw, Andrew DeClerc, and Darrell Armstrong, and the rookie from Florida, Mike Miller, has played well in the backcourt. Rick Fox and Horace Grant up front. Shaquille O'Neal, who has been on a tear since returning from the foot injury, and Brian Shaw comes off a 22-point game, and J.R. Ryder in the backcourt. Kobe Bryant, game time decision, and that decision is he will sit out once again. Third straight game he's missed with the sprained right ankle. Hi everybody, Marv Albert along with Doug Collins. We have double barrel action on the sideline. We'll be joined by Jim Gray and Paul Sunderland. The officials are Hugh Evans, Jess Kersey, and George Tolliver. The Lakers coming off the victory here at home against Atlanta. On Friday night, Orlando had won 9 straight. They have now dropped their last 2. Friday night in Houston, they lost to the Rockets by 10 as Houston shot 50% from the field. So the Lakers controlling the opening tip. O'Neal putting the move on to Clark, who hit the deck.
Well, Mark, for people who have not seen the Orlando Magic, the one thing about this team, they want to get the ball up the floor. They want to shoot it quickly. The three-point shot is very important. They are not good in the half court, so expect a run-and-gun game led by this guy, Tracy McGrady.
Yes, Orlando, the third youngest team in the league, a team that has been getting better as the season progressed. They play at a very high tempo, a dangerous high-energy ball club. They collapse on O'Neal, who finds Grant.
Well, you can see they have no match at all for Shaquille O'Neal, as nobody does in the NBA. So now the double teams and trapping, Shaquille O'Neal passing the ball much better, has 7 and 8 assists in his last 2 games. So he is doing it in the absence of Kobe Bryant.
McGrady played by Fox, and a bad pass. The ball goes back to the Lakers. There's Doc Rivers, upset with the way his club has started. Doc, in his second year as head coach of the Magic, took over from Chuck Daly, NBA Coach of the Year last season as the Magic overachieved. They went 41-41 and finished just 1 game shy of making the playoffs. Ryder played by Miller. Here's Shaq. It counts, and the foul.
Well, you can see the game plan is very simple. Get the ball inside to Shaquille O'Neal. The first 3 times down the floor, he has touched it. He has 2 field goals and an assist. When he gets it this deep, they just have no answers. Andre DeClerc way overmatched inside. Shaquille O'Neal takes his time, does not get into a hurry. Mark, one of the things we've seen over the last few games with Shaquille, as he has shot his free throws better, he is taking his time inside, not rushing his shot, and as a result, having a lot more success in there as well.
Shot well against the Dallas Mavericks at the line the other night, and you know that was important to Shaquille because he was upset with the hack-a-shack techniques earlier this season employed by Don Nelson and the Mavs. Outlaw with the putback. You know, you look, Doug, at this starting lineup for the Lakers: Shaquille O'Neal, Horace Grant, Brian Shaw, all former members of the Orlando Magic. Team that went to the NBA Finals and lost to the Houston Rockets in '95. Grant with the open shot. Ryder. So the Lakers with an 8-2 lead.
Both of these teams very good offensive rebounders, and there you see the speed of Bo Outlaw. That's exactly what the Magic want to do. They want to push the ball up the floor and get their offense before Shaquille O'Neal can get back. When you look at the Magic right now, their big men cannot shoot the ball, so Shaq is going to patrol that middle. That's why they want to get it up the floor quickly.
And that's the major concern of Phil Jackson. Foul is called. Jess Kersey blowing the whistle. And it's on Horace Grant.
Bo Outlaw runs the floor so well, and even after made field goals, you will see the Magic push the ball up the floor. Again, Outlaw not a shooter, nor is Don Reed. They will come in off the bench with Michael Zodiac. He can shoot the basketball. That will change Shaquille O'Neal's defense.
And here's Miller. Mike Miller, the 3rd leading rookie scorer, is behind Mark Jackson of Golden State and Kenyon Martin of New Jersey, and he has really come on the past 2 months.
Well, when they lost Grant Hill to injury and they realized he was not going to be able to play, this is the guy that had to step up his game, and he has done that, Marv. See, what the Orlando is going to do is they're going to try to scramble the game. They're not going to let them run their set offense. They're going to trap. They're going to try to scramble, get them to take quick shots, and then get out and run. But Mike Miller's game has really picked up. And you know what? There's always a blessing in every kind of injury. And Grant Hill not being here this year, the one thing about it is Tracy McGrady has had to do more. Mike Miller has played more minutes. So when Grant Hill comes back healthy, it will really pay dividends for this team next season.
Rick Fox up the line. Doc Rivers telling us yesterday when Grant Hill went down, his initial fear was that guys would feel sorry for themselves, might use the injury as an excuse. Doc felt that was his major goal, to not allow those excuses to take hold.
Well, when you look at the record, 9-13 when Grant Hill was around, and that's not a problem of his. He was in, he was out, he was never healthy. But once he was out for good, they have gone 19-12, so they know he's not going to be there to come back and save them. They're going to have to do it themselves.
Miller for three. Well, this is an Orlando club that just keeps coming at you. They also take the third most shots in the NBA. We saw the pressure being used by the Magic on the inbounds. Lakers will be facing much of that here tonight.
What they want to do is the clock to get down, so it takes away the options. Once Shaquille O'Neal catches it, maybe a pass out and they have to take the shot. But Mike Miller is such an impressive player. I was really shocked. I had not really seen him in person until the All-Star weekend. He is much taller, Marv, than I thought he was. And you get a chance during this 9-2 stretch, what his numbers have been. He's been a key member of this team in this winning streak.
Foul is called. Don Reed getting a piece of Shaquille O'Neal. Don Reed, a man you drafted when you were in Detroit, a second-round pick. He was in the starting lineup for you for a stretch.
Mark, we started out my first year in Detroit. We were 9-13, and I was trying to get something turned around there. They were coming off a 28-win season, and Don Reed was one of our best competitors. He's an undersized center. I said, you know what? If I'm going to lose, I'm going to go with our competitors. We put him in the lineup and finished 46-36. So we were a winning team. I think 27-13. He was undersized, but he has a heart that's unbelievable, and he will always compete. I would always want him on my team.
Spent 4.5 years with the Pistons, last year with Detroit and Washington, then signed with Orlando as a free agent. You know, you also are much taller than I thought. First saw you in
but
person.
I play smaller.
And the foul against the Lakers. It's on Horace Grant. Check that on Rick Fox. And Tracy McGrady to the line. Kobe Bryant telling us yesterday that he feels Tracy is like a younger brother. Kobe said, of course, I'm only 22, and Tracy's 21.
Well, you look at the guy's numbers, career numbers in all of these statistics. And, you know, we spoke to Doc Rivers yesterday. We said, what did you think you were getting with McGrady, and what did you get? And he said, you know what? I thought I was getting a good player that could do some things. I didn't realize I was getting such a great player at this young of an age. And you know what, Marv, I think he'll be an all-defensive player once Grant Hill comes back, when he can spend a little more energy on that end of the floor.
Doc, it's picked off by Armstrong. 3-on-2. And Armstrong lost the dribble. Back comes Ryder. Wild shot, but Shaq is there.
Shaq is just running so much, easier out on the floor. Mark, just looking at him, his weight is down. You can see he's been working extra hard to get himself in better shape. And you can see it, just getting up and down the floor. He did not do this early in the season. He trailed and got into the play late. But look who's the first guy down the floor. Shaquille O'Neal. He just clears space, and no one around him as he slam dunks in that finish. So good news for the Laker fans is Shaq getting that passion back once again that he had last season.
Fox called for the foul. That is his second. And Devin George will check in. The Laker supporting cast and the bench has done a nice job last couple of games with Kobe sitting out with a sprained right ankle.
Well, everybody's talking about how are the Lakers different without Kobe Bryant. Well, the big thing, the reason they're so different is they have to count on so many more guys within the framework of their offense, Mark, because he's a guy that can get a shot anytime he wants to. with him not in the game, they have to stay within the framework of their offense longer. That's why you've seen more balance in the scoring. They're not a better team. They have to play differently when he's not in there.
Once again, Orlando pressure stopping the dribble.
Go!
O'Neal with a beautiful sweeping hook over Reed. So the Magic up by 1. Armstrong for Outlaw. This is Miller for 3. With box out by Shaq. Lakers also looking forward to the return of Derek Fisher, recovering from that stress fracture in his right foot. Ron Harper is on the injured list with a knee problem. Foul is called. Grant will go to the line. Ron Harper sitting it out, hopes to return very shortly. Ron found a wheelchair waiting in front of his locker before the game the other night, courtesy of trainer Gary Beatty, it should be pointed out. Nice little touch. Lakers 0 for 5 from the line. Shaq 0 for 3 from the line. Well, you can log on to NBA.com after the game and create your own Shaquille O'Neal or Tracy McGrady highlight package on My Highlights. That's NBA.com, your ultimate online site for all things NBA. And here's John Amici checking in for the first time, replacing Don Reed.
You know, Mark, so much is made about the Lakers and all that's going on here with the soap opera with Kobe and Shaq or whatever. But when you look at the playoffs, I really think the keys for them is going to be the health of Horace Grant and Robert Horry at that power forward position. And then if they can get Derek Fisher and Harper back healthy at the point guard situation, because when you look at the Western Conference, those are 2 positions they're going to have to be able to defend if they're going to be able to get out of the West.
Armstrong off balance. Darrell Armstrong has been playing hurt with that pulled groin muscle, but he's been hanging in. Here's Ryder. Yes, J.R. Ryder with his second field goal. He has 4, and it's the Lakers up 16-13.
Well, he's a much better starter than he is a bench player, Mark, because he has a tendency to lose attention. And when he does that, it really frustrates his team and Phil. So as a starter, he is much more excited about being in the game.
And again, Mike Miller showing the touch. That's 7 points for Miller. Well, about a week and a half ago, Phil Jackson telling us he was about to start J.R. Ryder, watched him in the warm-ups and changed his mind. He felt he was preoccupied. That's one we have not heard.
Well, we've seen some moments with Isaiah Ryder. We see Shaw, who's played exceptionally well also, too. He comes off a season high of 22 points against Atlanta, but we saw him last week get frustrated and walk off the floor, speaking of Isaiah Ryder, to start the half, and came back, and Phil gave him another chance.
McGrady not able to hit. Brian Shaw on the rebound as we come up on 6 minutes to go in the first. And Devin George lost the handle. Oh, the Magic looking to break down court. Armstrong for 3. Another rebound for O'Neal.
This is a fun way to play basketball. You know, the Orlando Magic have such great energy. They push it up the floor. The first guy takes the shot. They get on the offensive boards, and I think Phil Jackson's going to try to slow the pace of this game a little bit. He does not want to get lured into too much of a track meet here today.
It's the Lakers by 4 with just under 6 remaining in the first.
Beer is like a natural food product. The fresher it is, the better it tastes. That's why Budweiser has 12 local breweries right here in the United States. So you know our beer will always be fresh.
This one's for you. And you. This one's for you.
What would you do with a crystal face able to withstand 2 tons of unadulterated pressure? Or a tachymetric scale so precise it can survive 240-degree heat? What would you do with the world-renowned Alpha Expedition timepiece?
Well, you'd probably just use it to tell time. And at $6,500, that watch could cost you over $30,000 in retirement savings. We just thought you should know. Ask a financial advisor about Sun America, the retirement specialist.
Today, we are celebrating a milestone. We showed a profit. Because of that, we are being funded an additional $20 million. One stipulation. We need to extend our infrastructure to Hong Kong, Tokyo, and Singapore, and do it in 90 days. What?
And that's when it hits you. You are so ready for IBM.
Speed, reliability, performance. The qualities that won Lance Armstrong the Tour de France. Now, they're available in international delivery. Introducing Global Express Guaranteed from the U.S. Postal Service and DHL. Delivery to over 200 countries in as little as 2 days guaranteed. Now, you'll know which team to ride with.
Fly like an eagle.
Ahmad Rashad in New York. We have more now on the condition of Shawn Marion, who was injured late in the Suns Jazz game and had to be taken off on a stretcher. Let's go to Lewis Johnson, who's live at America West Arena in Phoenix. Lewis.
All right, Ahmad, some real tense moment here at America West Arena. I'm in one of the back hallways where they took Shawn Marion into a medical exam room a few moments ago. As you saw earlier in the game, he hit the floor very hard out in the fourth quarter there, bounced his head off of the floor, but actually after they examined him and realized that his spine, his neck, and shoulder seemed to be okay, they decided to transport him to the hospital. He is being taken to St. Joseph's Hospital, which is about 2 minutes from America West Arena, where he will receive an MRI and a CAT scan. I talked with Suns owner Jerry Colangelo, and they are most concerned about the bouncing that happened with his head on the floor. But they'll take him, and we'll wait to see what those results are, Ahmad.
All right, thank you very much, Lewis. We'll have more on this story a little later. Now let's go back to Los Angeles and join Marv Albert and Doug Collins.
Thank you, Ahmad. What a difficult time it has been the last couple of years for the Phoenix Suns.
Well, our thoughts and prayers go out to Shawn Marion right now. I mean, Marv, you and I were getting ready to start this game, and we saw that, and some of the players saw it, and you could see the just concern in their faces. So let's hope that and pray that he will be fine after all these tests.
Lakers with the ball up by 4. Mike Penberthy, who just checked in, fires. Grant trying to keep it alive. Outlaw of the Magic on the rebound as we come up on 5.5 remaining in this first quarter. The Orlando Magic, 9 straight wins. They have dropped their last 2. They're at 28-25. They're battling for playoff position. They're in 6th place. They are a half game over Toronto, but just 1 game behind Charlotte. Now Penberthy and Shaw in the backcourt. O'Neal with Grant and George on the front line. Penberthy. Oh, he flipped one up. A wild shot and then knocked out of bounds by the Lakers. Mike Penberthy had an excellent game the other night against Atlanta. Not miss a shot, 4 for 4 from the field, 16 points. That equaled a season high.
Well, you look even go further than that. He's 8 of his last 10 threes, so playing with a tremendous amount of confidence right now.
Here's Amici, a line drive jumper by John Amici, who you may recall turned down an offer from the Lakers to stay with Orlando, a $17 million 6-year contract to sign a 1-year deal at $600,000.
Well, a guy named Shaquille O'Neal, who just caught the ball, was a big fan of his trying to get him here. When he turned it down, he said he'll pay for that. He said he'll eat a Spalding today. So we'll see what happens as John Amici looks like he's going to shoot jump shots from the outside rather than challenge Shaq inside.
Foul on Amici. Now you may wonder, how could a guy turn that down? Well, obviously there were promises made, and the feeling is that the Magic will make it up to him. So Shaq to the line. Once again, he's 0 for 3 from the line, and he is off to a poor start. Right here, let's check in with Jim Gray. Jim?
All right, thank you, Marv. You said beginning of the show, Kobe Bryant not playing today. He showed up here at the arena about 3 hours in advance, received some treatment. It's his right ankle. This is now the 3rd game that he has missed. They worked on the ankle for almost all of that 3 hours with Gary Beatty. The choice came down to Kobe Bryant. He wanted to play, but decided against it just at the last moment, figuring that he can get tomorrow off, Tuesday off, and then travel to Denver, and he hopes to play then. We hope to hear from Kobe a bit later on. Back to you, Marv.
All right, thanks, Jim. Tracy Tracy McGrady with his first field goal. Doug, watching Shaq, who is now 0 for 5 from the line, and the Lakers now 2 for 9. We were talking with Doc Rivers yesterday about the possibility of a hack-a-Shaq philosophy. He said, you know, he doesn't believe in that because he feels that if you do that, you're telling your players we can't compete. But he may change his mind. Oh, Shaq not able to put it down.
I think that's a great point. As the game goes on, if Shaq is not shooting them well, the one thing you can't let him do is punish you inside. And with him being 0 for 5 today, he's always going to be a work in progress, Martin. When he has one of these days, sometimes he struggles the entire day, so we'll have to see what happens. He always says, though, I will make them when it counts.
Well, and Shaquille just threw that outlet away.
To the alley-oop. Brian Shaw loves to throw that pass to Shaq. Actually just threw the ball right over the back of the rim. The timing was there. Shaq just mistimed his, or excuse me, just threw the ball over the back of the rim.
Amici and Berthy not able to hold on. Armstrong does, and here's McGrady for 3. Tracy McGrady from downtown, and the Magic up 22-19.
You know, Marv, you did a lot of the games last year, the New York-Toronto, and you saw with this guy, especially in the playoffs, I really thought that's when his game grew. He really played so well, and looks like he's taken those playoffs and come right into the season with an unbelievable amount of confidence.
Brian Shaw showing some confidence the last couple of games. Lakers now down by 1. Well, what Orlando liked about Tracy McGrady, even though he is an emerging star, an all-star this season for the first time, because he was in a secondary role with Toronto with his cousin Vince Carter, the main guy there. He's an unselfish player. He looks to set other people up, and that's been his attitude.
Well, that's, you know, Doc Rivers said he loves it, the fact that he was basically a role player early in his career, and he's grown into being a star. So that has been a real benefit for him, and you can see him down in that post. He can just jump up and get a shot anytime he wants to.
And here's McGrady drawing the foul. Will it count? Did he get the call? No, he did not. He was looking for it, fouled in the act, and a timeout taken with 2:46 remaining in the first. It's Orlando up by 1.
Kevin, I'm going out. Remember, when the guy comes to fix the dryer, tell him it doesn't dry. If your mother calls, find out what flight she's on, otherwise we won't know where to meet her. Dinner's in the oven. Turn it on at 5.
Eat a Wendy's honey ham and chicken sandwich and something happens. That delicious combination of a whole breast filet, honey ham, and creamy Dijon sauce makes it difficult to pay attention to anything else.
And I told the neighbor you feed their cats. If you have a minute, honey, the back door's stuck open.
Come in.
Wendy's honey ham and chicken.
Lunch, anyone?
I was a quiet kid. Nobody paid attention to me. At school, cuz not even the word was mentioned to me. That had to change. So I started acting a fool, and all of a sudden I'm the man. All of a sudden I'm cool. Attention was rude. Now it's with the women I flirt. But when I'm climbing with these girls, I ain't doing my work. It's me that I hurt. Though I got the attention I craved, that next year when school started, I was stuck in that grade. And mom's mad now. Oh, yeah, she ready to burst. I know now, dog. That was a turn for the worst.
We as scientists don't believe things right off the bat. You always have to be seeking out what the truth really is. Research is the game here, because if you can find things out other people can't, then you can act on them.
When researching his personal investments, Dr. John Seeley Brown trusts CSFB Direct. That's because it offers access to 6 leading independent sources, all backed by one of the world's top research firms.
Research is a way to actually get a competitive edge.
People who know CSFB Direct.
Some of boxing's biggest names in one spectacular night of fights, starting with John Ruiz. He's got a score to settle with 4-time heavyweight champion Evander Holyfield. Ruiz thinks he was robbed in their last controversial fight, but can he become the first Hispanic heavyweight champion? Plus IBF bantamweight champion Tim Austin, former world champion Miguel Angel Gonzalez, and the first lady of the ring, Christy Martin. Holyfield Ruiz 2, The Last Word, live on pay-per-view this weekend from your cable or satellite company.
Davis Love, David Duval, Greg Norman, Ernie Els, and more. The PGA Tour's Southern Swing on NBC starts with the Genuity Championship next weekend.
Ahmad Rashad in New York. We have another update on the condition of Shawn Marion, who was injured late in the Suns Jazz game. Let's go to Lewis Johnson in Phoenix. Lewis.
All right, Ahmad, I'm with Phoenix Suns team physician Dr. Tom Carter, and right now, what is Shawn Marion's condition?
Well, we know he suffered a concussion from the fall. Anytime you have a concussion, you always have to worry about other injuries, and specifically the neck. So that's why we were very cautious out there, making sure his neck was immobilized. We took a preliminary x-ray here. It does not show any fracture. Once he became more coherent, he did not have any signs of any numbness or tingling or weakness that would indicate any signs of nerve injury.
Okay, Doc, thanks so much. Ahmad?
All right, thank you very much, Lewis. We'll have more on that story a little later. Now let's go back to Los Angeles and join Marv Albert and Doug Collins.
All right, Ahmad, and here at Staples Center with 2:46 to go in the first. Orlando has a 22-21 lead. And just moments ago, Jess Kersey, who appeared to pull something, chatting with the Laker trainer Gary Vitti a moment ago, is out the rest of the way. We'll see two officials handling it, Hugh Evans and George Tolliver, instead of the usual three.
Well, what that does, it makes it very difficult to see a lot of things off the basketball. You don't have that third set of eyes out there. So, but you've got two very quality officials, especially with Hubert Evans out there. So they'll do fine.
Nice move by Troy Hudson, who just checked in. 4-year man from Southern Illinois, who fans here in Los Angeles are familiar with. One-time member of the Los Angeles Clippers. Hudson coming on for Darrell Armstrong. And the Magic up 24-21. Robert Horry on the floor for the first time. Miller with the rebound. So Amici is up front with Outlaw and Miller. Nice play. Once again, the Magic able to push the ball down, and the Lakers do not get back.
See, their big guys can all run, and you have guys on the perimeter that can all handle the ball. Now, that was Mike Miller at 6'8", who made that play to Bo Outlaw up ahead. So they can really push the basketball because they have excellent ball handlers in the backcourt.
And again, Doc Rivers going to the pressure. So the Lakers taking lots of time to get it across midcourt, not getting good shots. McGrady being played now by George with 1.5 minutes remaining in this first quarter. Here's Outlaw, strip. Lakers felt that it was deflected out by Outlaw, but it will be Orlando in possession.
See, Mike Miller at 6'8" pushes the ball up the floor, and Bo Outlaw does a great job of getting behind the defense and actually hiding on that baseline. No communication by the Lakers. And the one thing you don't want to do is let Bo Outlaw lay the ball in the basket. He's not a good free throw shooter. You've got to put him on the line.
Bo Outlaw, known as a shot blocker and rebounder. Here's Horry, and draws the foul. As we mentioned earlier, we have double coverage on the sideline here today. We heard from Jim Gray just moments ago. Now let's check in with Paul Sunderland.
All right, Marv, thank you very much. More on Jess Kersey. He was examined, albeit with a cursory look, by Laker trainer Gary Vitti. He's injured his left Achilles. We'll try to update that for you. And very importantly, as far as the players are concerned, the groin injury, Marv, that you alluded to for Darrell Armstrong. He's been dealing with this shortly after the All-Star break for the last 10 days, and it's very sore and heavily wrapped. And I was talking to Doc Rivers before the game in the locker room, and he told me he is very, very concerned, and that's why he's got Troy Hudson in the game now. Played Darrell for 7 or 8 minutes, then pull him out. He did play 38 minutes against Houston, but Doc had to follow the exact same pattern, taking him out 3 or 4 times. Orlando wants to play very much up-tempo, so Darrell Armstrong, the key to that machine. Marv?
All right, Paul, we were chatting with Darrell yesterday, and he said for inspirational purposes, he has seen the motion picture Remember the Titans 20 times and saw it yesterday. It's unbelievable.
Well, just to follow up on what Paul was talking about, Troy Hudson has really been playing very poorly, and they need him to give him some minutes because with the kind of injury that Darrell Armstrong has, when he gets fatigued is when he gets himself in problems.
As an addendum to Darrell saying Remember the Titans 20 times, our Jim Gray saw Rugrats in Paris 12 times, including yesterday. Foul is on Devin George. So Tracy McGrady to the line. 55 seconds remaining in this first quarter. And to this point, Orlando's high-energy game and trapping defense has bothered the Lakers.
And what they've done is they've taken away layups from the Lakers. They've fouled them, and the Lakers really struggling at the free throw line. So this game right now is in the balance for Orlando. If the Lakers continue to struggle from that free throw line, Tracy McGrady is just making the game look so easy. That's the thing that jumps out about it to me, is he's such an efficient player, so talented, but it just everything is easy for him.
Again, the trap by Orlando in a game like this. You can see where the Lakers miss Kobe Bryant.
Oh, no question. There's a guy out there that once you throw the ball out of that trap, you can make a play rather than have to necessarily shoot a three-point shot, although Shaw is shooting it well.
Brian Shaw with a second from downtown. 35 seconds to go in the first. Amici.
There's that falling.
By O'Neal. Shot clock at 10. Hudson firing one that was in the direction of the roof here at Staples. Fouled by Penberthy. And Hudson to the free throw line. Troy Hudson spent time with the Jazz and the Clippers. He was at one time the starting point guard for the Los Angeles Clippers, who had a thrilling double overtime victory here last night at Staples against the Portland Trailblazers. A reminder, Monday night, right here on NBC, tune into an all-new Dateline about a real-life murder mystery. Was a loving wife and mother a victim of the perfect murder? We posed that question. You'll see it on Dateline NBC. That's tomorrow night at 8 in the East, 7 Central on NBC. Final seconds of this first quarter. 28-25. Magic with the lead. Lakers holding for a last shot of the quarter. O'Neal. Rebounded by Monty Williams, who checked in a moment ago, and Monty flings one. So that's the end of the first. It's the Magic 28 and the Lakers 25. Shaq with 8, but 0 for 5 from the line. Brian Shaw with 8 points. Tracy McGrady leading the way for the Magic with 10. We'll be back to Staples in a moment.
This is your captain speaking. If I could have your attention for a moment, folks, I'd just like to say that American is proud to be the only airline to remove seats throughout coach, so you all can have more room to cross your legs. However, we do kindly request that you not all do it at the same time. Thank you.
For people who are demanding.
Extremely.
The Schick Extreme 3. Triple blade performance. Pivoting head. Sleek design. And best of all, after a whole bunch of great shaves, you just serve up another one, which is rather convenient.
Extremely.
Schick Extreme 3.
Schick. Shave something.
Without handles, I'll be without control. Without soul, without man skills to take it to the hole. I be crossover talent. Shook so bad. ACL start buckling. I be constantly in foul trouble. A point guard's favorite target for triple doubles. I be victimized, facialized, posterized. I be some lone spectator on the other side of the fence. Memory lapse. Wonder where my skills went. Where would I be without handles? Game over.
The NBA on NBC is brought to you by Blue from American Express. By the first 1-calorie cola that tastes more like a regular Pepsi One. This one's just right. By IBM, taking e-business and your business to the next level. And by Adidas, Forever Sport.
All right, help me out. I don't even remember the old rotation.
What do you remember about the 2-man?
Well, let's just let our instincts come back.
Okay, all right, okay.
I mean, basically, we got to balance the floor.
Right.
Ball comes strong, we rotate.
We rotate,
the trails got cover, weak side.
All right, okay.
More out on the floor.
Out on the floor, yeah. That part I can handle, yeah.
Well, midway through the first quarter, the veteran official, Jess Kersey, was forced out because of a strained Achilles, and they're just going over the configuration when it's two officials working rather than a third.
Well, they want to make sure they can see off the ball, and that trail official's got to get himself in a situation because the third guy normally referees what they call the slot, and he can look through and see a lot of the contact. So there's a lot of teamwork with the officiating. You don't see it and you don't talk about it so much because these guys do such a great job. They only catch the grief, when it's a bad call.
And Jim Gray telling us that Jess Kersey is hoping to return. Oh, it gets a very friendly hop. Michael Doliak, who just checked in with his first bucket, and the Magic leading 30-25.
Well, that's the shot that Doliak has to make. He's got to bring Shaq out of the lane, then it's going to allow the other guys to penetrate and get to the basket.
Paul Sunderland hovering around the Orlando bench saying that Doc Rivers was not happy about the Magic style in the first quarter. He wants them pushing it even more. He wants more energy out there.
Well, just to give you a statistic, when the Orlando Magic score over 100 points, they're 20-5. When they don't, they're 8-20. So they have got to push the game and get it up to 105, 110 if they think they're going to win this game today.
Wide open shot for Ori. It got a piece of the glass. Monty Williams. Mike Miller. Here's Miller going glass, and he's fouled by Penberthy.
See, Mark, you look up at the shot clock right now. There's still 19 on it, so they get this shot within 5. And the record by month, you see what has happened with the Orlando Magic. You see what they've done and their points. So as their offense has gotten better, they have done a great job of winning the basketball game. The three guys responsible for that have been the guy at the free throw line, Mike Miller, Tracy McGrady, and Darrell Armstrong. Those are the three key scorers for this team.
Yeah, this is a team that has come on despite the loss of Grant Hill, out for the year, recovering from surgery on left ankle. Pat Garrity recently, arthroscopic knee surgery. Doc telling us he would have started Garrity today against Shaquille O'Neal.
Again, it comes back to the ability to shoot the basketball. When you play the Lakers, your two big guys must be able to shoot the ball. Otherwise, Shaq is going to be hidden underneath on one of them. So if he can throw out there Garrity and Doliak, both of those guys can shoot, and you can't hide Shaq defensively inside. He said also, expect to see McGrady as a power forward some today. We'll go with a small lineup and let Doliak be our center. So we might see that later, Marv.
All right, the Magic up by 7. It is their biggest lead, and Shaq had to come back to help out because of the pressure defense by Orlando. Rick Fox steps back for the shot, and the Lakers are not getting good shots. Here's Ryder popping.
But you got to rebound the basketball. The Magic are not a good defensive rebounding team, but an excellent offensive rebounding team. And
Hudson able to take it to the rim. Robert Horry with the hustle to hold on. Fox played by Miller. Doliak is on O'Neal with some help from Outlaw. Ryder. Rebounded by Horry, finding O'Neal. 32-29. Orlando up by 3. Shaquille has 10 points. Outlaw off the fake. Lost it.
He made that quick move. It looks like his foot slid out from underneath him, but Shaquille O'Neal once again much more active and agile than he was early in the season. His weight is down, his foot is healthy, and then you come back with Outlaw. It looks like as he starts to go there, his foot just slips out from underneath him, looks like on a wet spot, and gets the turnover.
Shaq missed 6 games due to that strained arch in his right foot. Since his return, he's averaged 30 points, 12 rebounds. Here's Penberthy. And you could hear the contact made by Hudson. Coming into tonight's play, the Los Angeles Lakers at 36-18, tied for 5th with Sacramento. Game and a half behind. Weston leading Utah. They have won 8 of the last 10. They've won 3 in a row. Fox Lakers shooting has been off. Ori took a shot in the chest.
We see what's happened, though, the last 3 possessions. They've gotten offensive rebounds on each possession and scored all 3 times. If Shaq scores, it'll be 3 straight scores off offensive rebounds.
Outlaw. Hudson. Hudson putting moves on Penberthy, able to beat him off the dribble, but O'Neal is back to help.
Well, in the Missouri Valley Conference, you didn't see any Shaquille O'Neals inside there. He's used to playing again at Southern Illinois, and he's had some stints with different teams. But when you get in here, you've got to look to pass the basketball. No little flippers around the basket. With Shaquille O'Neal, as his shot blocking is better. And again, so much of this, the fact that I just think his passion and energy are back. He sees that the playoffs are close, and he wants to be ready.
The Knicks, the Raptors, next Sunday at noon Eastern on NBC.
Elevator's out. I walked up.
Just another scorcher.
It's hot.
High of 95.
Come on, it's too hot to play games. Oh, come on.
You're getting warmer. You're getting hotter. You're burning up. You're getting colder. You're getting colder. You're freezing.
Coors Light, frost brewed at the edge of freezing.
You're an iceberg.
Credit card statements, CD, money market.
Those banks. They nail us with high credit card rates and pay us nothing on our CDs. There's no escape.
Don't worry, I switched everything to Capital One.
Oh, no.
To the neighbor! Capital One offers some of the best rates in the nation on CDs, money market accounts, and platinum cards. What's in your wallet?
It's the only vehicle of its kind with full-time all-wheel drive and a 325 horsepower V8. Is it possible the ultimate performance and control machine isn't German, isn't Italian, and isn't a car? Introducing the GMC Sierra C3.
Perfect hunter. No one shoots like you. Totally silent.
They send their top marksmen to stalk you.
Completely hidden.
If you kill him,
You can win the war for us. On March 16th, the duel begins. Joseph Fiennes, Jude Law, Rachel Weisz, Ed Harris. Enemy at the Gates. Rated R. Friday, March 16th, everywhere.
He defies physics. A high-flying showman. With a fear of no one. Vince Carter leads the Raptors. Latrell Sprewell leads the Knicks. A playoff rematch next Sunday, noon Eastern, NBC.
Orlando has a 3-point lead. We are early second quarter. Doc Rivers, in his second season as head coach of the Magic, played 13 years in the NBA, spent 2.5 years with the Knicks, good portion of his career with Atlanta, and said he's been greatly influenced by the coaches that he played for. The Czar, Mike Fratello, was head coach of the Atlanta Hawks, Larry Brown with the Clippers, and then Pat Riley with the New York Knicks. Says he's taken a little piece from each guy.
That's what you do. You know, as a young coach, you say, you know what, I really like what this guy did, whether it be practice or game situation. You take a little piece, but then you put it to your own personality, and that's what Doc has done. He's energetic, he loves the game, he's passionate, and you can see his team plays that same way.
Off the turnover, the ball back to Orlando. Doc finished his playing career with San Antonio back in 1996, was a television commentator and analyst for the Spurs, and then Turner Sports. Miller, once again, he has 11 points. And Doc said, you probably can relate to this, that actually in going around and doing television and meeting with coaches and players, he felt that helped in his coaching.
Oh, great benefit. First of all, as you sit over here and you prepare for two teams. Then you go to practices, you talk to the coaches, you talk to their players, you watch them prepare, and that is a huge advantage to be able to do that. Then what it also helps is that when you go coach against them, you have a little idea of the philosophy, the way they like to do things, and it helps you in your preparation.
See, the problem with Mike Fratello doing broadcasting, there were no coaches and players who will talk to him.
He was blackballed. You were saying
he's having a very difficult time. 8:46 remaining in this first half, and the Magic up by the score 34-29. Michael Doliak called for that foul. Let's check in with Jim Gray. Jim.
All right, Marv, not good news for Jess Kersey or for the officiating crew. He has a partially torn left Achilles. Obviously, he will not return today, and that can be a pretty bad injury for anybody who needs to run up and down as these officials do. So we wish him the best, and we'll just follow it and see what happens. But he definitely will not be back today and could be out for some time. Marv?
All right, thank you very much, Jim. Shaquille O'Neal, here's the applause from the crowd. Missed his first 5 at the line and hits 2 in a row.
How often have we seen him? He's such a streaky player. He might miss 5 and then get up there and really concentrate and hit 5. But it seems like he always finds that magic anywhere 50 to 60% when it's all said and done.
We've touched on this before. And I know at LSU, behind closed doors, Dale Brown at times did have Shaq go with the underhand method. There's O'Neal. And with the departure of people like Rick Barry and George Johnson, who learned it from Rick, you just do not see players shooting underhand. Apparently just doesn't look good. Well, from a macho point of view.
Well, it's a vanity thing. You got the most dominant player in the game shooting free throws underhand. That would be a tough thing for Shaq. But
don't you have more control?
Yeah.
Less things can go wrong. Aureus foul.
Well, especially you can soften up the shot. You can get good arch on it. And when you have huge hands and a wrist injury like he has had in the past, it's always going to be a problem with him shooting the conventional way. But you can see 67% in the last 3 games, the month of February, what he's done. But more importantly, what this does is he now wants the ball at the end of the game. And, Marv, regardless of what a great player Shaquille O'Neal is, when you're struggling at that free throw line, it's very difficult to want that ball late in the game knowing they're going to put you on that free throw line and send you to your weakness. So the better he shoots them, the better it is for the Lakers, and that hack-a-shack ends, and then not so much pressure on Kobe Bryant to have to take all the big shots at the end of the game.
And that is a point that Phil Jackson has been making on a number of occasions. And we'll see how the Magic will play it. As I mentioned a moment ago, Doc Rivers said he does not believe in hack-a-shack. But if watching Shaq shoot the free throws here in the first half, if that's a strategy that works, if he's having problems, we might see it later on.
If the game is close, Shaq will shoot a lot of free throws in the fourth quarter. He's got 4 guys that he can take fouls with. So there's 24 fouls he can use.
Doliak on a quick release, not able to hit. Orlando up 36-34. Mike Penberthy getting the playing time off the good shooting performance Friday night against the Hawks. Penberthy and Ryder in the backcourt with Fox, Horry, and O'Neal up front. Shot clock down to 2. Fox. Ryder able to save it and hit.
That ball must have barely skimmed the very part of the lower part of that rim. It looked like an air ball, but once again, the Magic right back on top of the rim before the Lakers get their defense set.
The game tied at 36. Orlando has led by as many as 7. Penberthy. And Monty Williams foul. Good luck from Tracy McGrady.
You can see exactly what the Magic are doing. The first big man runs right down the middle of the floor, right to the front of the rim, and the first look is pass to the outlet man about at half court and look ahead. Marv, how many times have we seen already Bo Outlaw, Monty Williams beat the defense down there and be right at point-blank range?
So Monty Williams to the line in a 7th season out of Notre Dame, 2nd year with Orlando. A reminder, next Sunday at 12 noon Eastern Time, more NBA action. Latrell Sprewell and the Knicks hoping their hard-nosed defensive style can shut down the explosive Vince Carter and the Raptors. Knicks beating Sacramento earlier today here on NBC. That's next Sunday at 12 noon Eastern right here. And a reminder to join TBS Tuesday night, Seattle Sonics and the New York Knicks at the Garden as Patrick Ewing makes his return. That's 8 o'clock Eastern. And then on Wednesday on TNT, it's the Miami Heat and the first place Philadelphia 76ers, also an 8 o'clock start. 6:20 to go in this first half. McGrady off. Rebound is tipped home by Doliak.
Now you see the Lakers playing up and down. That's exactly what the Magic want. Get them up and down the floor taking quick shots.
O'Neal getting position. The basket will not count. A foul before that shot attempt.
When you push the ball up the floor, you get mismatches. You've got Shaq playing McGrady on the perimeter. That means no box out on Doliak as he goes to the left-hand tip in. So you create mismatches with your running, and when guys get covered up by smaller players, the big guy goes right to the front of the rim. That's exactly what Doliak did. Normally he's going to make the outside jump shot. That time, the nice little left-handed tip in.
Foul called on Miller, and here's Shaquille to the line with the Magic over the foul limit. So Shaq 2 of 7 at the line. Well, he's hit 3 in a row.
These are the numbers since the All-Star break. He said, I'm going to come back. I'm going to be better than I was in the first half, and he has. And the big difference there are the free throws. The increased scoring directly related to his improved free throw shooting.
Shaq missing on his second attempt, 3 of 9 in this first half. Darrell Armstrong is back on the floor, being guarded now by Tyronn Lue. Doliak. And O'Neal with his 8th rebound. This is the first of 2 regular season meetings between the Lakers and the Magic. They'll play in Orlando in 3 weeks on March the 18th. Lue not able to hit. Rebounded by Miller. Lakers have won the last 3, 17 of 23 all time against Orlando. Well, Horry with a good defensive effort, but it will be Orlando ball. But first, a timeout. 5:23 to go in the first half. It's the Magic by 3.
When you've got the power to tow 15,000 pounds, you'd better be able to keep that load under control, says engineer Nancy Huber. For the new GMC Sierra Heavy Duties, her team offers Allison, a transmission so smart it helps select the best gear for the load, no matter the grade you're on. Nancy thinks you should enjoy the scenery, not become part of it. Introducing the all-new Sierra Heavy Duties.
MSN Money Central, you've got the #1 ranked financial site to check all your accounts from any web connection anytime.
Welcome to the Miller Lite Racing Garage. This could be your chance to win the ultimate race fan experience.
Grab your Miller Lite Racing VIP hard card, and you could be the lucky winner who gets to race by day and party by night. You'll fly to Vegas and spend all day learning how to drive a stock car. And after a few laps around the track, you and your friends will get to hang out in the party pit at the Miller Lite Racing Garage. So pick up your Miller Lite Racing VIP hard card in the specially marked packages at Miller Lite. Taste the victory. It's Miller time.
We're gonna 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Everybody should be shaking in the house. What's up, man?
The NBA on NBC is brought to you by GMC. From professional grade people come professional grade trucks. By Frost Brewed Coors Light. Tap the Rockies. by Enemy at the Gates. Starts Friday, March 16th in theaters, rated R. And by Capital One, what's in your wallet? Back in Los Angeles, we've been talking about the free throw problems of Shaquille O'Neal, and thus far just 3 of 9 at the line of this first half. Does that mean that Shaq might not want the ball in the final minutes, as Doug pointed out just before the commercial break? Well, we talked about that with Phil Jackson.
One of the interesting things of this road trip that we just got back from 6 games is I saw a couple games where Shaq came down in the fourth quarter and told his teammates, "Get me the ball." I was curious myself as to whether he really wants the ball at the end of the ball game, because when you can't shoot free throws, it makes it really uncomfortable for you to get the ball knowing that they're going to foul you immediately and put you on that spot you hate to go to. Now he's making his foul shots. Now he's much more comfortable asking for the ball.
Well, he was making his free throws for a couple of games, but...
Marv, it's always going to be a work in progress. It's never going to be the finished product. What you got to hope is that during the playoffs, if he can shoot 60%, it changes the strategy of the opposing teams at the end of the game. But when it comes down to it, they are still going to make him shoot free throws rather than dunk the ball or lay it in the basket.
What you were indicating to Phil during that discussion, or asking, does he really want the ball, or is he saying after the fact that he wanted the ball?
Right, absolutely. And there's a big difference with, saying, being in the huddle and saying, I want the basketball, as opposed to after the game is over and Kobe's taken a couple shots, be upset that you didn't get it. If you want it, demand it at that time. And Phil said he's starting to do that, which is a positive sign for the Lakers.
Here's Goliak. And Grant deflects it out of bounds. Pro outlaw John Amici checking back in. Shaquille receiving a rest, 15 points, 8 rebounds for Shaq. Meanwhile, the Magic struggling. They've hit only 1 of the last 10.
And they're still winning by 3 because of the free throw struggle that you talked about. But now they can go inside with no Shaq. Watch McGrady go to work inside.
Armstrong. Darrell Armstrong has had trouble finding a rhythm. That's his first field goal. And with Shaq sitting down, the rookie from Stanford, Mark Matson, has come on for the first time. 4 minutes to go in this first half. Ryder. Orlando on the run. Armstrong for 3. Yes.
That's why he needs his legs. He loves to get down the floor and shoot those quick threes. When his leg is sore, he loses that. His effectiveness goes down, and it really hurts his team. But once again, Mike Miller pushing the ball. And that time it was Darrell Armstrong and McGrady on the wings. They buried the 3, and quietly they pushed this lead to 8.
It is their biggest lead of the game.
Tracy McGrady gets the ball inside, and what you're going to do, you have to help. There's no Shaquille back there. What it does, it allows Darrell Armstrong to catch the ball. Lou's a little slow getting to him on the rotation. He buries the 3, and then off the miss, the Magic are going to be running. Doc Rivers wants that ball pushed up the floor. Armstrong got a nice rest. He comes in, and he's at back-to-back 3s. That's why they need the backup point guard to be able to give him some minutes. I think, Marv, on this situation, I think Ryder might have got hurt a little bit, whether he cramped up. It looks like he's holding his leg. Did not get back on defense, and the Lakers had to take a timeout.
Brian Shaw checks back in. J.R. Ryder sitting down. 14 minutes, 4 of 7 from the field. Here's Shaq. He'll be matched up with his good friend John Amici. For the Lakers, this the second of 2 straight at home following that 6-game road trip that Phil Jackson referred to. And then back to the road Wednesday night in Denver. They went 4-2 on the road trip. They lost in Philadelphia. That was easily their worst effort on the trip. And they lost last Sunday, the game that we saw here on NBC, losing in Indiana.
Well, you think that after they lose to Indiana, they're going to Dallas and San Antonio back-to-back. And those are the 2 games they win, so they really answered the bell, and especially against San Antonio when Kobe got hurt. 7 guys in double figures, maybe their best game that they've played in a long, long while, Marv.
Amici. Miller nearly came up with a spectacular tip. 45-37. Orlando with the lead. Now Shaw and Lou in the backcourt. O'Neal is up front with Grant. And Johnson. Here's Shaw for three. Lakers continue to have problems finding good shots.
They will live with that. Now, the Magic, they'll collapse in on Shaquille O'Neal, and they say, you know what, maybe Shaw will hit a couple shots, or Fox, or Lou, but we do not want to get pounded inside. We think the law of averages will be in our favor if we make the Lakers keep shooting jump shots.
Tracy McGrady being played by Brian Shaw. Miller open for three. Yes. Well, the double on McGrady led to the open shot.
Great call. Great call, Marv. You're going to help out. You got shooters out there. You better be careful where you help.
This crowd becoming impatient. Orlando has opened up an 11-point lead. Horace Grant is fouled by Bo Outlaw. A 10-0 run for the Magic with 2:41 remaining in the first half. It's Orlando by 11. There's Miller draining the three. He now has 14. We'll be right back.
Without handles, I'll be without control. Without soul, without man skills to take it to the hole. I be crossover talent. Shook so bad. ACL start buckling. I be constantly in foul trouble. A point guard's favorite target for triple doubles. I be victimized, facialized, posterized. I be some lone spectator on the other side of the fence. Memory lapse. Wonder where my skills went. What would I be without handles? Game over.
When you're the next big thing, everybody wants you. Even Kobe Bryant. Introducing McDonald's next big thing, the Big and Tasty.
Too many calories. Too diety. Oh, this one's just right.
Somebody's been drinking my Coke. Well, somebody's been drinking my Diet Coke. Somebody finished my Pepsi One. And that somebody's still in my hot tub.
Anybody got a towel?
Pepsi One, the 1-calorie cola that tastes just right.
The Cadillac DeVille DTS. Expect to handle the conditions, no matter where the road takes you. Expect to see things in the dark, well beyond the range of your headlights. And expect the guardian angel to come as standard. DeVille DTS, the fusion of design and technology. Cadillac.
Ahmad Rashad in New York coming up on the Net Zero at the half. We'll have scores and the highlights from today's early games, and we'll have an update on the condition of Sean Marion, who was injured late in the Suns-Jazz game. Plus, we'll have first-half insights on the Magic and the Lakers from PJ and Kevin.
The panel's main man, Doug Collins, had this one early. Free throws killing the Lakers, 7 for 17 from the free throw line.
All right, now back to Marv and Doug.
Thank you, Ahmad. Orlando has surged in front by 11 with 2:41 remaining in the first half. Here's Doc Rivers talking to his team just moments ago.
Hey, listen. This is when we really have to put the defensive pressure on. Don't relax. You got a whole halftime to relax and rest. All right, right now, this little stretch, last 3.5 minutes of each quarter, or each half, this is the stretch.
See, Mark, what he's counting on is the speed of his team wearing the Lakers down as the quarter goes on. So they want to be able to make that little surge in the last 3 and 3.5 minutes of every quarter, especially as Shaquille O'Neal has had to run up and down the floor for 9 minutes. So this is when Doc Rivers really wants to make his team have that little push going into halftime.
And the Magic outscoring the Lakers 20-13 here in the second. Free throw by Grant ending a 10-0 run for Orlando, but still a 10-point lead for the Magic. Armstrong played by Lou. Armstrong off the spin, sets it up for Doliak. The time Shaq came out on Doliak, bothered the shot.
He didn't catch it cleanly, and on the fumble, Shaq was able to bother the shot.
Fox, taking it to the rim. Nice move by Rick Fox. That's his first field goal.
And you can see, though, the Magic are relentless. They are forcing the Lakers to play transition defense, and that's a big part of the Lakers' weakness on this year is being able to get back.
And in particular, as we mentioned earlier, without Kobe, you get the idea this particular group, they don't even want to deal with what Orlando is doing.
Well, you know, it's sometimes you hear, let's let Kobe sit and watch us play for a little bit. Maybe he'll see, what we want him to do. Trust me, they need Kobe out there playing with he and Shaq and playing at the level they played at before. These other guys are role players.
Go down.
O'Neal working on Doliak. And they find the open man. It's Fox. That's nicely done by the Lakers. Rick Fox hits a three. And the Lakers are within 5.
The Lakers only 3 of 10 from that three-point line, so they've struggled from there. They've struggled from the free throw line, but they're making their push now down only 5.
Miller on a quick release. Doliak able to keep it alive to get the new 24. Chant of defense here at Staples. Tracy McGrady draws the foul.
Rick Fox has played exceptionally well for the Lakers over the last 3 games, averaging over 15 points a game. You see him drive the ball to the basket, get inside, and then the good passing out of the double team. Slow rotation by the Magic. He buries the 3. 5 quick points for Fox as he gets his team back into this game. Now they trail only by 5.
Tracy McGrady, a 79% free throw shooter. Young man who has made the jump directly from Mount Zion Christian Academy High School in Durham, North Carolina. First round draft pick, the 9th selection overall right out of high school. And then acquired from Toronto in that sign and trade after spending 3 years with the Raptors.
Marv, it's unheard of for a high school player now not to be known. But, going into his senior year, he wasn't in the top 500 prospects in the nation. He goes to a camp and just takes off. They start talking about him being the best player in the nation, and nobody even heard of this guy before.
Again, the good look. Lou finding Grant. Magic up 50-45, just under 1 minute remaining in this first half. And McGrady, only 21 years old, plays with such poise. Doliak strip. Oh, look out. McGrady with the steal. McGrady with the shot. Yes.
There's the poise. Got the steal. Looked ahead, what was there, pulled up, and hit the little jump shot. That is amazing for a guy that young to be able to have those kind of instincts.
Orlando has a 7-point lead. Shaq looking for position and fouled off the double. Bo Outlaw picks it up.
I really believe that as McGrady gets Grant Hill back with him, he's going to be one of the league's best defenders because he's going to be able to do more of this, expend energy on this end of the floor. He read the passer's eyes late in the passing lane, tipped it to himself, and pulled up and made the little medium-range jump shot. A couple years ago, I think he would probably try to take that ball, maybe dunk it over a guy inside. He now trusts his jump shot, playing the game with great efficiency.
Bo Outlaw just picked up his 4th foul. Troy Hudson is back in. That last free throw seemed to slip off the hand of Shaquille O'Neal. Is now 3 of 10. Oh, this is a horrendous first half for Shaq at the line, who seems to be indicating to all who would listen that his troubles were over because he hit a decent stretch, but 44% for the season at the foul line. So the timeout is called with 23 seconds remaining in this first half. A look at the Western Conference. How about the Utah Jazz? 37-17. Portland 38-18 as they lost to the Clippers last night. San Antonio just a half game back. Sacramento lost to the Knicks earlier today, and the Lakers in Sacramento at 36-18. Philadelphia leading the way in the East. There's Orlando in the number 6 position, a half game behind Charlotte, and looking the other way, a half game in front of Toronto.
Well, a lot of things are going to change, but how about in that Western Conference? The first place team right now has 17 losses. The 5th has 18. So you're sitting at 18 losses right now. You're playing on the road. You're playing at 17 losses. You've got the best record in the West. That's how tightly bunched and how things are going to change. And which team is going to get hot at the right time going into the playoffs, Marv, in the Western Conference? That's going to be crucial.
Well, the Magic will inbound with 23 seconds. remaining in the first half, and we're told there was a change made on one of the fouls called earlier on Outlaw. They charged Amici, so Outlaw with 3, and Amici has 3. Outlaw does not have 4 fouls.
If Shaq helps, Doliak will shoot the jump shot.
And here it is, blocked by O'Neal. It's still alive. Doliak was able to make the play. The Lakers thought it would be a 24-second violation, but you must continue to play the basketball.
I've always said one of the things that's tough at the end of a quarter is many instances the shot clock goes off and players think it's the game clock and they stop playing. The ball was tipped up, the shot clock went off, the players thought it was the game clock and that the half was over. They stopped playing. Watch now, here is Doliak. He misses the shot. You're going to see the ball, the shot clock up there at the top. Ball is out of his hands, all right? So now the ball goes up. You get a recycle. At that point in time, there's still 3+ seconds. He goes up, he lays the ball in the basket, but the horn sounded, and you see the Lakers waving it off. They thought the half was over.
But the basket does count. And the Magic leading 54-45 at the half. 16 for McGrady, 14 for Miller. O'Neal with 15, but only 3 of 11 from the line. Coming up, Ahmad Rashad, Kevin Johnson, PJ Carlissimo in our New York studio. We'll be back in a moment.
Seville SDS. The fusion of design and technology. Cadillac.
At Wendy's, we'd like to make an important announcement. Our honey ham and chicken sandwich is back.
Monday at 8, 7 Central.
To Net Zero at the half. Net Zero, defenders of the free world. Not just free internet access, the best internet access. Call 1-800-DEFENDER.
It is halftime at the Staples Center, where the Magic lead the Lakers 54-45. The second game of our tripleheader featured Phoenix against Utah. Late in the fourth quarter, the Suns' Shawn Marion was injured when he fell hard to the floor, and he's been taken to a local hospital. Let's get the latest from Lewis Johnson in Phoenix. Lewis.
Ahmad, yeah, we are outside of Good Samaritan Hospital here in Phoenix. It's about a 10-minute drive from America West Arena. Shawn Marion was brought here about 45 minutes ago, but before he left the arena, something important to report here. He went through a series of x-rays where they looked at his neck and his spine, and everything there showed up negative, so that was the good news. But right now, the biggest concern for Shawn Marion is a concussion. So as we speak, he is inside the hospital having an MRI, and we're waiting on the results from that, Ahmad.
All right, Lewis, thank you very much for staying right on top of that story. And if we get any further updates, we'll pass them along during the second half. In that game, it was the Suns defeating the Jazz 90-80 as Phoenix continues their great play since the All-Star break. They've now won 10 of their last 13 games. They were on a 3, and they won 3 out of 4 on the road. They are rolling.
They're playing well. In fact, their losses in their last 13 ball games were at Portland, at L.A., and at Philadelphia. They're trying to establish their identity, and that identity is to run, push the ball up offensively, and be a good, sound defensive team. And certainly they're going to need Shawn Marion healthy to be able to do that.
You thought I forgot what I was going to say.
I was going to help you out, though. I was going to throw you
the
a
first
assist.
game of today's tripleheader, it was the Sacramento Kings heading into Madison Square Garden to take on the Knicks. New York won at 88-86 on a jumper by Latrell Sprewell with 7 seconds left. Allen Houston was the Knicks' leading scorer with 21 points. You can say what you want about the West being so superior, you can't tell it to the Knicks. Every time anybody from out there comes into their place, they beat them.
It's going to be difficult to win in that building all year, and if they ever get to the finals, they're going to be a tough out.
All right, turning now to auto racing, the second Winston Cup event of the season, the Duraloop 400, began earlier today in Rockingham, North Carolina. NASCAR and all racing fans paying tribute to the late racing legend Dale Earnhardt before the race at North Carolina's Motor Speedway. The 7-time Winston Cup champion was killed a week ago on the final lap of the Daytona 500. The race was delayed due to rain, but when it started, Dale Earnhardt Jr. was bumped into the wall in the first lap. He was okay, but his car was too damaged to continue. 51 laps into the 393-lap race, the rain returned and the race was postponed until 11 a.m. tomorrow. When action resumes, Stacy Compton will start with the lead, while pole sitter Jeff Gordon will pick up in second place. Coming up, we'll send you back to the Staples Center for the second half between the Lakers and the Magic. Thanks for joining us on the Net Zero at the half.
This has been Net Zero at the half. Net Zero, defenders of the free world. Not just free internet access, the best internet access. Visit www.netzero.net.
Hey, everybody. This looks like fun. How much is this airline paying you people to sit here? What? You're paying them? You mean like those people who pay for internet access? Why do that when you can just log on to Net Zero? It's fast, reliable, and it's totally free. You'll never find a better service. Ever, ever, ever. Net Zero. Not just free internet access. The best internet access. This is Janice. How can I help you, Mr. Walker?
Yes, hi. I was having a bad day today. I decided that I was going to get in my car and, take a drive. Anyway, I took a wrong turn.
Relax. We'll get you home.
Impala with 200 horsepower and, fortunately, OnStar. Chevy Impala. We'll be there.
The NBA on NBC is brought to you by the Best of the West Wing, the 2 Viewers' Choice episodes, tonight at 9, 8 Central on NBC. Welcome back to Staples Center in Los Angeles. Orlando with a 9-point lead on the LA Lakers. Marv Albert along with Doug Collins. And Doug, this is exactly what Doc Rivers was looking for. High energy pressure right from the opening tip. And as a result, he has the commanding lead here at the half.
Well, he knows if the Lakers have a weakness, it's transition defense. Make Shaq continue to run the entire game, and they've done that. Although they've only shot 37%, look what they've done at the free throw line. 8 more rebounds, 13 fast break points to 4, 12 offensive rebounds that led to 14 second chance points. That's exactly the way they want to play, and you're going to see more of it in the second half. The Lakers have to get control of this tempo.
All right, and right here we have report from our ever-expanding sideline staff. Jim Gray and Paul Sutherland both working the game today. We'll start with Jim.
All right, thank you, Marv. Well, a bit of an oddity here. Of course, we saw Jess Kersey go down in the first half with a partially torn left Achilles. He has been replaced by Derek Richardson. He will be here in the second half to call the game. He was a guest of Hugh, one of the other officials out there. Hugh had left him some tickets for him and his kids. He is now wearing Jess Kersey's pants, Jess Kersey's shirt, and he had some shoes given to him by the Orlando Magic because they have black shoes. So he is now fully outfitted and will work the second half. Let's go down to Paul Sunderland.
All right, Jim, thank you very much. Wearing all of my own clothes, thank you. I talked to Doc Rivers just a few moments ago. He's very happy with the first half, obviously. Wants to play even faster and was very pleased with the fact that they only turned the ball over 5 times, playing at a quick tempo. I asked him about the second half. Said the most important thing is that we pressure the Lakers in the backcourt. Make sure that they don't get into their offense quickly so that Shaquille O'Neal can only touch it once, and there's no time for the repost. We can expand no further, Marv. Back to you.
Okay. Thank you, Paul. You know, Doug, I think about Derek Richardson. It is troublesome that an official does not travel with extra power.
Well, I know you travel with a microphone just in case you get to a game and they name you. So I was not even concerned about that with you.
Third quarter is underway. Mike Miller off the rim. Horace Grant opening up front along with Rick Fox and Shaquille O'Neal, Brian Shaw, and Mike Pemberthy in the backcourt. J.R. Ryder went hobbling off late in the second quarter. O'Neal with the putback. So the Magic now leading 54-47. You get the idea that Doc Rivers and the Magic have a philosophy similar to as McGrady is able to hit. A National Hockey League team get those shots on goals. 51 shots, as you touched on, by Orlando to 38 for the Lakers in the first half.
Mark, when you're not an overpowering team, you want to be able to get shots quickly, but more importantly, when there's movement, your quicker guys can get to the offensive boards, and that's exactly what's happened. You get in a half-court game, and the Lakers are just going to muscle you.
Kept alive as Shaw is able to hit. Grant deflecting it away from Outlaw. So the Lakers down by 7. Foul against the Lakers. Hugh Evans with the call. So Hugh Evans now working with George Tolliver. And Derek Richardson subbing for the injured Jess Kersey. Foul committed by O'Neal. You can see that Derek Richardson has his pants clipped, as Jim mentioned.
I'm sure Jess Kersey's happy for showing that.
He's wearing Jess's pants, which were a little larger than Derek is accustomed to. There it is. I believe that's an NBA official clip. The Los Angeles Lakers at 36-18. They've won 3 in a row, 8 of the last 10. And they come in tied for 5th place with Sacramento. Offensive foul is called on Brian Shaw. Only a game and a half behind the leaders of the West, the Utah Jazz. Oh, nice ball by Miller, and it challenged O'Neal.
First off.
Shot clock at 5. Penberthy had to force it, and he drew the foul. It's on Armstrong.
Now that's a bad play by Darrell Armstrong. A great defensive sequence by the Magic, forcing him to Penberthy to try to beat the shot clock. And the one thing you don't want to do is foul a jump shooter, especially Mike Penberthy, who really struggled in that first half. He was 0 for 4 from the field, 0 for 3 from 3, had 3 fouls. So now you allow an excellent free throw shooter to go to the line and maybe get some rhythm.
He's an 88% free throw shooter. Mike Penberthy, a rookie from the Masters College. Just outside of Los Angeles, played a couple of years in Europe. Long shot to make this roster, and he has been getting playing time. He's just recently off the injured list. Here's Miller. Oh, good hustle by DeClercq, but not able to save it.
I just saw Doc Rivers, and he yelled out at Mike Miller, "You keep shooting the basketball." Andre DeClercq here with an excellent hustle play, goes right into the stands. The ball was already out of bounds, but Doc Rivers yelling at Mike Miller, "Don't you stop shooting the basketball."
He's 5 for 15 from the field. Got off to the good start, but has cooled down. Horace Grant and Tracy McGrady on the rebound. McGrady. And they get the new 24. DeClercq set the pick. The Magic looking to talk it over. It's timeout is taken with 8:28 remaining in the third. And it's Orlando up by 5.
We love this game. We love the Lakers.
This is Brett. What are you doing?
What are you doing?
Just watching the market recap, drinking an import.
That is correct. That is correct.
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
Hey, Brett, who's that?
Hey, Chad, pick up the cordless.
Chad here.
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
NBA on NBC is brought to you by Chevrolet. If only everything was as dependable as a Chevy, Chevy will be there. By Brewery Fresh Budweiser, the official beer sponsor of the NBA. By CSFB Direct. Invest online with CSFB Direct. And by Nike. Shaquille O'Neal, who spent his first 4 years with the Orlando Magic as the starting center. These days, John Amici and Andrew Clark have been the starters. So very big shoes to fill since the departure of Shaquille O'Neal. Ronnie Cycli had 115 starts. You see Amici with 62, followed by Isaac Austin and Michael Goliak. And then de Klerk with 25 starts. Remember David Vaughn and Derek Strong got a couple of starts at center, as did Horace Grant, Felton Spencer.
Well, they thought they had that center position this summer. They thought they were going to be able to lure Tim Duncan to Orlando as a free agent. That did not happen. But they were very fortunate to get Grant Hill and Tracy McGrady.
A lot of speculation that Antonio Davis, who made the Eastern All-Star squad, ended up as the starting center, having an excellent year with Toronto, could be headed to Orlando.
Well, you can imagine if they can get Antonio Davis and Grant Hill comes back healthy with McGrady playing this way and Mike Miller's improvement, they will be a team to be reckoned with in the Eastern Conference.
Nice play by de Klerk. McGrady for Miller. Orlando with a 58-51 lead.
But when you were struggling from the field and you'd love to get a layup, and Miller was 0 for 4 in the third quarter after going 5 for 11 and a half. He gets a layup. Let's see if that encourages him.
And off the steal, McGrady.
Wow. Marv, he tipped that ball loose at half court and picked it up, and with one power dribble got to the front of the rim and just mashed that ball in the basket. And you see once again the Lakers, the turnovers, the pressure from the Orlando Magic. This is what they want to do. Get up the floor, create turnovers, get in the open court, not play a half-court game. And again, this is where you miss Kobe Bryant. He's the best ball handler on their team. You see Rick Fox up the floor trying to handle it. You've got Penberthy, Brian Shaw. These guys are not primary ball handlers.
And here's the double on Fox. 9-point Magic lead. O'Neal, it counts, and the foul. Foul committed by de Klerk.
The Orlando Magic defense creates offense. The nice deflection by Andrew de Klerk, always looking ahead. McGrady very unselfishly finds his teammate Mike Miller, who gets his first field goal of the third quarter. And then McGrady, watch this, one dribble, and he takes off just inside the foul line with the dunk and the finish. So that defense right now, getting them through this tough stretch where they're not shooting the ball well, but they've still maintained a 7-point lead.
Shaq is now 4 for 12 at the line. Orlando recently has done a good job on the road. They've won 3 of the last 4 away from home. They're 10-15 on the road. O'Neal with rebound number 13. Lakers have won 21 and lost 6 here at home. They're trailing by 6 with 5 minutes gone by in the third. Oh, nice backdoor pass. Ori finding O'Neal.
That's just great execution. The ball movement from the weak side, strong side of the floor, the weak. Shaq cuts to the basket, and the great bounce pass by Ori right through traffic.
A little history with Robert Ori and the Orlando Magic. You go back to that 4-game sweep by the Houston Rockets, and Ori was able to hit the 3, came up with 8 steals in one game, a finals record. It counts, and the foul. Rick Fox throwing glass and can bring the Lakers within 1.
Well, it's one thing to score on a guy, but watch Shaq after he makes his dunk. Andrew de Klerk comes into the picture. He actually is going to kick him in the face, so you add insult to injury. And then Rick Fox, one of the few fast breaks the Lakers get. He feels the contact, kicks it off the glass, and a 3-point play, and the Lakers now only down by 1.
Yes, Fox hitting the free throw. It's a 60-59 Magic lead, 8-0 run for the Lakers.
But again, look where Shaq is, right underneath the basket. No place to go for the Magic. They cannot get anywhere near the basket. That's why they miss the big guy, Marv, who can shoot the basketball. Shaquille is going to stay underneath the basket. I'll tell you, Don Reed is not going to back down from Shaq. I know how big and strong Shaq is, That guy's a quiet guy. But again, look where Shaq is, right underneath the basket. He doesn't have to respect the outside shooting. Don Reed goes back for the ball along with Shaquille O'Neal. They'll jump it up and a little extracurricular afterwards as Don tries to shake the ball loose from Shaq.
Doug, you mentioned he's a quiet guy. What was the nickname that he had in Detroit?
I called him Chief, you know, because the guy on One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest was a basketball player, never said anything until Jack Nicholson finally gave him some gum and he spoke. And we found out that he actually could talk. But one of the nicest guys and one of the most vicious competitors you'll ever find.
O'Neal fouled by Reed.
And that's what he's going to do. He's going to take hard fouls. Don Reed knows he might only play 10 minutes, but he might get 6 fouls. And he's not going to give up any layups. Shaq gets him up off his feet, and he realized you better punish Shaq on the foul because he's so strong, he will take you and the ball right through the basket.
So 2 shots for Shaq. Started 0 for 5. He's hit 4 of his last 7. And there's the man you mentioned, one of the stars of One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
That's one of my favorite movies. Jack Nicholson, there he is.
You ever think you'd be tying in Don Reed and Jack Nicholson?
Yeah, that's a strange connection, isn't it?
The game is tied at 60.
You can see what's happened. Doliak is in the game because they need him to make some outside shots. But you see what happens. Bo Outlaw's in the game, so Shaq is going to guard Bo Outlaw.
McGrady drawing the double. And resets. Working on Shaw. Shooting the jumper. And hits.
Wow.
Tracy McGrady able to shed the double and then getting the single coverage, hits the jump shot, draws the foul. That's the second on Shaw.
Now watch how quick he goes and elevates Brian Shaw with a hand in the face, hits him on the wrist, a great concentration, and the Magic really needed that. The Lakers were making a little push. Magic struggling to score. No turnovers during this stretch, no easy baskets. Once again, Marv, if they get into a half-court game, the Magic will struggle to score against this defense.
3-point play by McGrady. The Magic up by 3. Here's pressure on the ball. They surround Fox. Penberthy for 3. He is now 0 for 5. 0 for 4 from downtown. Outlaw. Nice push by Armstrong.
You know, running is a mindset. You don't necessarily have to be fast. You have to be relentless. And that's what the Magic do. Outlaw is going to change into the floor. Every time, he might not get it 5 or 6 times, but he will always keep running.
So Shaq gets the roll. He now has 25 points, 65-62. Orlando, they have led by as many as 11. Just under 5 to go in the third. Miller. Doliak rejected. Doliak gets it back. Outlaw with a rare outside shot. And that's the reason you do not see that outside shot frequently.
Well, he had to. The shot clock winding down.
O'Neal with a good catch and trying to put it down as he was fouled.
Marv, which style is going to win, the speed or the power? This is the speed. Darrell Armstrong, the push. Bo Outlaw, the finish. Or is it going to be the power of the Lakers? Half court, pounded into Shaq, go up, power finish. Now, he dumped that ball so hard that he grabbed the net and the ball popped out. That ball has to go cleanly through or it will not count. Now, Mark, when he dunks this basketball, watch what happens. He's going to grab the net, and he's going to pull the net together, and when it does, that ball pops out. That ball has to come through cleanly, or the shot will not count.
And O'Neal now 5 for 15. Oh. This time tried to go the line drive route, but the Lakers get the possession. O'Neal. So Shaq gets 2 the conventional way. He has 27 points. And Orlando's lead is 1. They double up on McGrady. Shot clock at 5. Doliak with a good catch. Fox stopped by McGrady. Penberthy picked off. Penberthy has had a very long afternoon and evening here at Staples.
Doliak. Yes. Well, Michael Doliak needed that. Marv, you and I spoke at halftime. Doliak was 3 of 9. And I thought what happened in that first half, he was so aware of catching and shooting before Shaq got to him that he was mishandling and not getting any clean looks at the basket. But once again, when the Magic get in trouble, it's their defense. They force turnovers. They get out. The Lakers can't get back. Shaq is guarding Doliak. He can't get to him. He finally gets an open look, and he buries it.
Kevin, I'm going out. Remember, when the guy comes to fix the dryer, tell him it doesn't dry. If your mother calls, find out what flight she's on. Otherwise, we won't know where to meet her. Dinner's in the oven. Turn it on at 5.
Eat a Wendy's honey ham and chicken sandwich and something happens. That delicious combination of a whole breast filet, honey ham, and creamy Dijon sauce makes it difficult to pay attention to anything else.
And I told the neighbor you'd feed their cat. If you have a minute, honey, the back door's stuck open.
Come in.
Wendy's honey ham and chicken.
Lunch, anyone?
This is the all-new Silverado Heavy Duty. The most powerful heavy-duty pickup you can get. And the 2001 Motor Trend Truck of the Year. Silverado Heavy Duty. More truck from Chevy.
On March 16th.
They sent their top marksmen. It's come all the way from Berlin to stop you.
The trap will be set.
How are you going to find this soldier?
I'll fix it so that he finds me.
And the duel begins.
You kill him, you can win the war for us.
Joseph Fiennes, Jude Law, Rachel Weisz, and Ed Harris.
Where is he?
He's dead. He isn't dead. Because I haven't killed him yet.
Enemy at the Gates. Rated R. Friday, March 16th.
You know, I've heard a lot of motivational speeches in my life, but nothing quite like this. Make a career of humanity, and you will make a greater person of yourself, a greater nation of your country, and a finer world to live in. These are the words of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., whose accomplishments are an inspiration to us all.
Davis Love, David Duval, Greg Norman, Ernie Els, and more. The PGA Tour's Southern Swing on NBC starts with the Genuity Championship next weekend. Have you ever heard of a backside rodeo flip with a tail grab? You will after next weekend. The Chevy Truck U.S. Snowboard Grand Prix, next Saturday on NBC.
J.R. Ryder checking in for the first time in this third quarter. Phil Jackson choosing not to start him at the beginning of the second half. He did bang his knee in the second quarter, went hobbling off, but here he is back on the floor in the backcourt with Mike Penberthy. Devin George up front now with Robert Horry, Shaquille O'Neal. Shot clock is down to 5. Horry for 3. O'Neal with the rebound, looking for position, and he was pushed.
He is just so powerful. The Magic actually had inside position. Michael Doliak and Shaq just went up and took the ball away from him. Good ball movement out of the double team, and Robert Horry misses it. But you see Shaq right there, just between two Magic defenders. Doliak reaches in and he gets a foul. Shaq 5 of 16 from the free throw line. And the Lakers are so struggling at that line. When you look at the stats, Marv, it's interesting. Orlando's taken 72 field goal attempts to 49 for the Lakers. So they've taken 23 more attempts. but it's the free throw line that the Lakers have not been able to cash in there, and that's been the difference in the game right now. Shooting 35%, but they have 23 more shots, so they're still winning the game.
Shaq continues to change the trajectory. Just went with the line drive, and it worked.
Well, I think a lot of that is just he gets in stretches where sort of like a golf swing. You make one bad swing and a 2 or 3 follow. I think that sometimes happens with Shaq. It's like he gets back into breaking that muscle memory of when he shoots them poorly. He usually shoots a line drive, Marv.
Foul on Devin George. That is his third, Lakers' third team foul. But the numbers for Shaq: 29 points, 16 rebounds, 3 block shots. George defending on McGrady. Illegal defense called for the first time against the Lakers.
Well, Shaquille O'Neal tried to get underneath the basket. They ran and double-teamed McGrady, and Shaq went right underneath the basket, but they did not get to Doliak soon enough, and that's who Shaq was guarding, so that's why they were illegal on that possession.
John Amici getting set to check in. Comes on for Michael Doliak. Doliak with 8 points. The high men for the Magic. Tracy McGrady 23. Mike Miller has 16. Armstrong now being guarded by Lou. Armstrong able to hit the 3 over Tyronn Lue.
Now remember, we have to watch Armstrong's minutes here. Doc Rivers has talked about buying some minutes to keep him fresh. He's played this entire period. We saw Troy Hudson in the first half. He's already played 25 minutes now. Will he be fresh in the fourth quarter when they need him?
Devin George misfired. We're down to 2 minutes remaining in this third quarter. And apparently was the clock was wrong, and they are adjusting it. The Magic upset because they felt they had a fast break going.
Absolutely. I mean, you stop the game. The Magic have a dunk there, and Doc Rivers said, "You got to be kidding me." Worrying about the shot clock on a fast break.
Call made by Derek Richardson, who came out of the stands to replace the injured Jess Kersey in the second half. McGrady with the change of pace and draws the foul. Imagine you sitting enjoying the game.
I was thinking the same thing. You come here and you're relaxing, and all of a sudden you have to go to work.
Devin George picks up number 4.
Mark, it's sort of frightening. You and I have had very similar thoughts today about a lot of things. I'm starting to get concerned.
I would. Yes. Well, next Saturday at 3 Eastern, NBC's golf coverage returns as we bring you the Genuity Championship. Davis Love III gotten off to a great start thus far in the 2001 season. Tune in as he looks to continue that momentum against some of the world's best, including David Duval, Ernie Els, and more. That's the Genuity Championship next Saturday, 3 Eastern, right here on NBC. Orlando with a 72-66 lead. Again, the pressure. Ryder just did get it across the 10-second line. O'Neal rejected. Armstrong from behind got a piece of it. And a foul on the Magic. All right, take a look at this. That was very close to a backcourt violation.
Well, at 14, it's a 10-second. So in the NBA, the referees don't have to count. So all they have to do is look at that shot clock. If it gets to 14, and it's a violation, you see the ball just crosses at the 14. It's one thing about the difference between the NBA game with the officiating and the college game. In college, you have a lot of counting. In the NBA game, they go so much off the clocks.
Mike Miller was called for the foul. So Devin George shooting a second. 12 for 20 from the line this season. Monty Williams on the rebound. Troy Hudson is back. It's Hudson handling against Lou.
Here's Hudson being in the game to buy some minutes for Armstrong. Remember now, Doc Rivers talked about in the first half, the last 3 minutes, we want to make our push as the Lakers get tired.
Monty Williams posting up on J.R. Ryder, then Shaq over to help. Amici takes advantage. Good look from Monty Williams. Shaq came out to help, and that left Amici open. by 7 with 1 minute remaining in the third. Oh, look out. Amici was clobbered. It's an offensive foul on O'Neal.
John Amici does what you're supposed to do. When Shaq goes over to help, as you talked about, Marv, you cut right to the front of the rim. It's an excellent pass from Monty Williams, but Shaq really punished John Amici in that last possession. Turned, got him right in the face with his arm, and was called for the offensive foul.
For Shaq, his second. Monty Williams, well, he has come off the bench to make a contribution here in this third quarter.
Well, Doc Rivers is getting his wish. That lead now has gone from 2 to 9 here in about the last 3 minutes of this quarter. It's exactly what he wanted to have happen.
O'Neal with the rebound and the foul.
I can't even imagine playing against this guy. First of all, you know he gets knocked around. I mean, Shaq takes punishment, but he also dishes it out, Mark. When you get inside with him, he is so big and strong. He just bowls through Bo Outlaw, and then you try to grab him on the shoulder, and he just powers right through it. I mean, you have to grab him with both arms. Almost has to be like an intentional foul. If you let him get up, you cannot stop him.
16 of his 31 here in the third. And he's hit 3 in a row from the line. He's now 8 for 19. You know, you watch Shaq, and he's at his dominating best here today. And it's just visions of Will Chamberlain.
Yes.
His best.
Yeah, he's
who was unstoppable.
There's nobody in the league can match up to him. That's why when he is playing the way he's capable of playing, he's the most dominant player on the floor. There's no doubt about it.
Oh, bad move by Hudson. He lost it and then called for the foul. So that will put Lou at the line. Doc Rivers very upset.
Now remember, last year the Magic had maybe the best backup point guard in the NBA in Chucky Atkins, who came in for Armstrong. Hudson is really struggling. He takes the foul there, fortunately, or Lou would have had a breakaway. But they need someone to give them some help. Now, also, if you have Grant Hill, I happen to think Grant Hill, when he's healthy, is the best point guard in the NBA. And I think next year you're going to see he and Miller and McGrady out on the floor together, which will be unbelievable. Now you bring Armstrong off the bench in a different role with energy. So things will change next year for the Magic as Shaq sits down.
Doug, that was called a clear path foul, so the 1 free throw plus possession awarded to the Lakers. Final seconds of the quarter. Magic up by 5. Here's Lou behind the back to Ryder, and a travel is called. 2 6/10 seconds remaining in the third.
Let's see if the Magic have a set play here to try to get a quick shot. Normally you practice these.
All right, McGrady from center court. After 3 at Staples in Los Angeles, the Orlando Magic 76 and the Los Angeles Lakers 71. We'll be back right after these words from your local station. You are watching the NBA on NBC.
Years now, where they go? 20 years, I don't know. I sit and I wonder sometimes where they go. Need some help, old man?
My boy. Generation after generation. It's good to have someone you can depend on.
The world's greatest athletes playing the world's greatest game are coming to an arena near you. It's the ultimate showcase of incredible athleticism, spontaneous creativity, and uncontrollable excitement. NBA action is now playing, so join the drive for a championship when it comes to your town, live and in person. Tickets are on sale. Go to NBA.com or call 800-4NBA-TICKS.
Dateline Monday. Murder at Dawn.
Monday at 10, getting your taxes prepared shouldn't be a gamble. Big returns if you go one place. Or owe big money if you go someplace else. Monday, NBC 41 News compares tax preparers to see if you are giving more to Uncle Sam than you should. Find out how to get the best deal on your taxes. Monday at 10 on NBC 41 News Nightcast, covering Kansas City in depth.
At GMC, we know what it takes to make a professional-grade truck like the Sierra. That's why our engineers gave it a powerful 270-horsepower Vortec engine, more standard horsepower than either Ford or Dodge. And now our finance guys gave it some numbers that make it more affordable. Visit your local GMC dealer and get $1,000 cash back or as low as 4.9% APR financing on any 2001 Sierra half-ton extended cab. Residency restrictions apply. Call for details. So come in while this offer is still around.
Winners, Revelation Plus, Robert's big return. Next, Access Hollywood.
The telecast of the National Basketball Association is intended solely for the entertainment of our audience. And any retransmission, reproduction, rebroadcast, or other dissemination or use of this telecast, or of the pictures, descriptions, or accounts of this game without the express written consent of the National Basketball Association is prohibited.
Among those on hand here at Staples, actor Don Cheadle, Marky Mark, Mark Wahlberg, Magic, Diane Cannon, Chuck Woolery, game show host,
Seal,
and Ken Norton Jr. And there's Ken Norton Sr. And there's Don King.
Let me see now. We got Don King. We got a fight. We get you and Dr. DeFerty Pacheco back together. Mark, we're all set here. I mean, Jack Nicholson.
Yes. Let's check in with Paul Sunderland.
Marv, Doug, over listening in on the Orlando Magic huddle, and Doc Rivers adamant about a couple of things. One, no more dunks from Shaquille O'Neal, and I'm quoting him now. He looked right at John Amici and said, I know it's a bitch, but you got to hang in. Grab him, wrap him up, send him to the free throw line. He also admonished his team. The Lakers are more aggressive than we are right now. We have to get that back if we want to win this game. Back to you guys.
All right, Paul, fourth quarter is underway, and the Magic up 76-71.
And the Magic have to get a little cushion right now. No Kobe Bryant with injury. Shaquille O'Neal resting. They've got to take advantage of this lineup right now, Marv. Get a lead.
Oh, Matson able to recover on that whip pass. Doc Rivers staying with Troy Hudson. Monty Williams. Matchup continues. Lou on Hudson. Last touch by Horry.
Say, Mark, I've watched Mark Madsen on the two possessions. Anybody cutting through, he puts his body on guys as they cut through the lane. This guy is a punisher out there, so just be aware off the ball. He's going to make contact with whoever he's guarding.
They call him Mad Dog. Amici, a wild shot. And back comes Ryder and Lou at the guards. Matson, Horry, and Fox up front. And the foul on Amici.
Watch these two guys, Madsen and Amici. Now, Madsen cuts across the lane. Amici's not going to give any quarter. Steps right in. They bang each other, and there's the foul. Let's keep our eye on these two guys.
And that's 5 on Amici. Amici out to help on the double. Shot clock at 5. Horry. Oh, what a shot. A fadeaway bank.
This is shades of San Antonio the other night when Kobe was out. Shaq was down for a rest. Phil went to his bench. They gave him great minutes. Horry had 10 in the fourth quarter of that game. Shaq came back and finished it off. So the Phil is hoping he gets more of the same today.
The Lakers are within 1. Foul is on Matson. Mark Matson, first round pick by the Lakers. The last pick in the first round out of Stanford. He is, as you mentioned, he is a banger. He's all over the floor.
Think about it. You're the 29th pick in the draft. You get a 3-year guaranteed contract. You're the 30th. You get no guarantee. That is a big position to be drafted in.
Hard driving move by Amici, who is fouled. Lakers with 8 unanswered points. To move within 1, foul is called on Matson. So Amici to the line. He's a 67% free throw shooter.
He started out the season very well. His numbers were very good. He got off to a great start, but as the season has gone on, Marv, his numbers have dropped. And I just wonder if he's putting so much pressure on himself after not taking the contract with the Lakers. As his numbers has gone down, is he putting more pressure on himself to perform?
Amici got really emerged last year following a year with Cleveland after playing overseas. Leiter with an off-balance shot, and the game is tied at 77.
Phil Jackson has to love this. His bench has come in. The crowd is in the game. Shaq is getting a rest, and they are now tied.
Off the turnover. Lakers with a chance to take the lead. Yes. The Lakers 79, the Magic 77, a 12-1 run by Los Angeles. Timeout called by the Magic.
The Knicks, the Raptors, next Sunday at noon Eastern on NBC.
To be competitive in music, I depend on the freshest information. Word on the street is this thing is really buzzing. I'm waiting on that press release. When I get back, I want to review the sales figures and get the contract out right away. I don't want to miss out on the opening weekend.
When it comes to his investments, Steve Gottlieb chooses CSFB Direct so he can keep up with the market through real-time news and quotes and receive price alerts on all his favorite stocks.
If you want to be in the game, you got to keep your finger on the pulse.
People who know CSFB Direct.
Chrysler and Jeep vehicles continue to receive more and more and more awards. And now it's time to reward you with the Chrysler and Jeep Rewards program. Now for a limited time, get 0.9% APR financing on select Chrysler and Jeep vehicles. Reward yourself today with one of our award winners. And that's better than carrying around any trophy.
There's a new star rising. The fans are raving. This one's going to be legendary. When you're the next big thing, everybody wants you. Even Kobe Bryant. Introducing the next big thing from McDonald's. It's the Big and Tasty.
Nice shot.
Guys, I gotta get going.
No, come on, man. No, sit down. You gotta stay where you are. Sit down.
Guys, I'm having dinner with the future in-laws across the street. All right. So unless a meteor hits that restaurant in the next 10 seconds, I gotta go.
Well, good luck.
Okay, my round, right?
Yeah.
Got a reason to celebrate? Grab a Miller Lite. It's Miller time.
You guys want to get some wings or something?
Ahmad Rashad in New York. Right now, we want to pass along the latest word on the condition of Shawn Marion, who was injured late in the Suns Jazz game. The report from Lewis Johnson in Phoenix is that Shawn will be held overnight in the hospital. He won't play for at least a week. He has a grade 3 concussion and a sprained wrist. Let's go back to Los Angeles and join Marv and Doug.
Thanks, Ahmad. The Lakers have taken the lead for the first time since late first quarter. They're up 19-17, and the bench has done the job.
Well, I said before the quarter started they had to take advantage of it. Speaking of the Magic with Shaq resting, and they didn't. Madsen, Lou, Ori, Ryder. A 12-run total, 8-1 with Shaq on the bench. Now Shaq is rested, ready for the finish, and now the Magic down 2.
This is the finale of our triple header here on NBC earlier at Madison Square Garden. The Knicks defeated Sacramento 88-86. Allen Houston, the high man, for the Knicks with 21. Phoenix knocking off Utah 90-80. And we have 9:20 to go here in the fourth. The Lakers up by 2. Amici. Rebounded by O'Neal for Shaq. It's number 18.
I made a little note. I thought for the Magic to win that Amici and Doliak had to make shots today, and they haven't.
They collapse on O'Neal. Fox for 3. Rick Fox has 11. The Lakers have opened up a 5-point advantage. And the foul called away from the ball on Ori.
Well, Rick Fox is playing great basketball. Again, I mentioned in the first half, the last 3 games, he's averaged over 15 points a game. Today, stepping up, hitting big shots. And again, this is shades of San Antonio. Without Kobe to go to break down the defense, they have to stay longer within their offense, and they're counting on Ori and Fox making shots.
Nice pass, and Outlaw is able to finish. Lakers by 3, 82-79.
Can Orlando force some turnovers to get back in the open court, Marv? That's the way they're going to have to use their speed.
Oh, Ori is basically being told by Amici, take the 3. Shot clock down to 5. 3 on the 24. Tyronn Lue from downtown. For Lue, his first field goal. The Lakers have made their last 7 shots. They're in the midst of an 18-3 run. John Amici with the outside touch. He now has 7. So the Laker lead is 4.
Again, that's going to be there. If they post up, Shaq is going to get back and get some help.
Fox will go to the foul line.
The game of basketball, especially at the NBA level, is played out of double teams and inside-out passing. And when you hit outside shots, you open up the entire game. First it was the Lakers and Lue. Then it's the double team. Shaq helps. That's his man, Amici. He's not hit a shot all day long. He finally hits one. And again, those shots are going to be there. Amici's going to have to step up and be willing to take them and knock them down.
Foul by Outlaw, putting Fox at the line. Rick Fox now 1 for 4 at the line of the Lakers, 18 of 36. That, for the most part, due to Shaq and his 8 for 19. So the Magic now down by 5 with the basketball. Tracy McGrady back on the floor. And the foul is called as McGrady saw the opening along the baseline. It's on Fox. So that's 4 on Rick Fox.
Just never ceases to amaze me the ability of these guys to get to the basket. I mean, Tracy McGrady had 3 guys on him and got out of the pack. He got fouled and still got to the other side of the basket.
Amici. Offensive fouls. A charge.
He had just hit a jump shot. You've got to trust that the jumper is there. He tries to drive it, and Ori stepped right over and takes the offensive foul. Amici will have to sit down. That is his sixth foul of the game. Goliak coming in. Now he must be able to take some jump shots. Again, because Shaquille O'Neal is going to be right underneath the basket. And there'll be no place for Tracy McGrady to go.
John Amici fouls out with 7 points. Crowd chanting for Tyronn Lue. He's guarded by home Outlaw. Here's Lue. And Miller with that one-hand rebound. Again, McGrady draws the double, but they swing it. Miller for 3. Yes.
Well, he has a pretty shot. 6'8". You let him get his feet together. Great rotation. More importantly, the confidence after shooting it poorly in the third quarter to willing to continue to take the shot.
And Doug, one of the quicker releases in the NBA. O'Neal fouled by Outlaw.
When Orlando is at their best, they're getting the ball up the floor quickly. Inside, outside, Outlaw finds Miller spotting up. The Lakers slow on their rotation. That 3 brings it back to a 2-point game. And the Magic doing exactly what Doc Rivers has told them. Do not let Shaquille O'Neal dunk the basketball. The ball goes inside, and Outlaw just wraps him up.
That's 5 on Outlaw. 4th team foul. Make it 3rd team foul committed by the Magic. Lakers have 4. The Orlando Magic 2nd in the NBA in committing personal fouls. Here's Fox. Orlando's opponents shoot more free throws per game than anyone. That's certainly been the case here this evening. Doliak. And back comes Shaw. O'Neal ahead of the field.
Shaquille ran at the jump shooter and just kept going. Nobody protect back.
Lakers up by 4. The LA Lakers today playing without Kobe Bryant. He has now missed the last 3 games with a sprained ankle. Oh, Penberthy lost it. Armstrong with the steal and the bucket.
Well, it's been a tough day for Mike Penberthy. You spoke about that. Darrell Armstrong pressuring him all the way up the floor. And again, Kobe Bryant, normally their primary ball handler, not here today. Will that take its toll now as we get into the last 5 minutes of this game?
O'Neal going at Doliak. Miller on the rebound. Orlando continues to run. Miller. Well, this time an air ball. Doug, you watch the Orlando Magic, and you get a feeling this is a flashback to the days of the ABA. They just keep coming.
Yes, they do. And they're going to keep shooting, and that's the only way they can win.
Oh, the block by McGrady. Nice recovery by Shaw. So the Lakers now lead by 4. Here's Armstrong quickly to the front court and fires.
There's nobody underneath the basket to rebound. It's the only problem. When you take a quick shot like that, you got to hope you can get somebody to rebound it, and just nobody there but Laker jerseys.
4.5 remaining in the 4th. Nice pass. O'Neal for Shaw. Brian Shaw has come up big again. 14 points. How about Shaq? That's his 6th assist.
Shaquille O'Neal runs out and Mike Doliak shoots a jumper. Nobody protects back. He gets the slam dunk. And then the great pass to Shaw. It's his 6th assist. Remember, he had 7 and 8 in his previous games, playing great basketball, and you're watching the NBA on NBC.
Chrysler and Jeep vehicles continue to receive more and more and more awards. And now it's time to reward you with the Chrysler and Jeep Rewards program. Now for a limited time, get 0.9% APR financing on select Chrysler and Jeep vehicles. Reward yourself today with one of our award winners. And that's better than carrying around any trophy.
Ask a financial advisor about Sun America, the retirement specialist.
Wendy's announces our honey ham and chicken sandwich is back with its whole breast filet, creamy Dijon, and honey ham. And you can thank Dave if you ever see him again. Wendy's honey ham and chicken. It's all the buzz.
Yeah, I'm the ultimate competitor. GOAT, G-O-A-T, etc., etc. Light years ahead of ya. They chose me instead of ya. Corny cats is better to give praise to the greatest. Silence all challengers. LL ambidextrous, switch the left hand on ya. Leave it on the floor. Pure, raw stamina. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I said my game's hardcore. Leave it on the floor. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hey, hey, hey. I said my game's hardcore. Leave it on the floor.
Space.com. Something amazing every day.
Tuesday, Frazier's an hour earlier. He was a natural-born ball player. Sort of. Thrust into the spotlight for the shot of a lifetime. It's an all-new Frazier you can't miss. But will he? Then, on an all-new Three Sisters, Dating Your Dad's Best Friend, Part 2. It's the NBC Spotlight Hour of the Week. Frazier and Three Sisters at an earlier time, 8/7 Central Tuesday.
The NBA on NBC is brought to you by Miller Lite. Grab a Miller Lite. It's Miller time. By Chrysler, we're reinventing the passion for driving. By McDonald's, we'd love to see you smile. and by Gatorade First Quencher. It's in the NBA. Is it in you?
We're on our heels right now. Who has to be on their heels? For us to win, they have to be on their heels. Right now, it's us. We're holding. We're hoping right now. We're hoping we're going to win right now. We can't hope. All right? We can't hope. We got to go after this.
You all right?
T-Mac.
Come on in.
We got to go after this.
Magic head coach Doc Rivers telling his team we can't hope to win. We have to become more aggressive.
Absolutely. So you can live with losing, but only if you're the aggressors. And right now, the Lakers are the aggressors, and they're pushing it right at the Magic, who have no answers.
Miller's pass was picked off by O'Neal. The Lakers able to turn things. They were down by as many as 11, an 18-3 run, including 7 straight shots that went down. Late third quarter, right into the fourth, to give them the lead. They're up by 6. Make it a 94-86 lead.
That stretch when the Magic had the lead and they allowed Shaq to rest, the Lakers went on an 8-1 run. He has come back since then. They have not been able to respond to this heat that the Lakers have put on them.
Armstrong for 3. Armstrong is on it. Here's Doliak. Yes. So Doliak has 10.
Now, still plenty of time. The way the Lakers have shot free throws today, it's a 2-possession game over 3 minutes. Orlando wants the Lakers to keep the tempo. They've got to keep pushing them. Hope the Lakers will take some shots and not let it get it inside to Shaq.
Lakers 10 of 14 from the field here in the fourth quarter. Horry fouled by Doliak. So that's 5 on Doliak. Amici has already fouled out. Outlaw and Doliak 5 apiece.
The Lakers are really moving the ball. And Mark, one of the things they've done, remember in the first half how Orlando forced the Lakers to use a lot of shot clock. When they came down, the Lakers went inside to Shaq, really one option, and if he didn't have it, they moved it and they had to take the shot. That time you saw 4 or 5 guys take it, move the basketball, get to the open area, because the pressure of Orlando has not been as good. The Lakers are getting into their offense much sooner.
The bad foul shooting has become contagious. Horry now 2 for 5. Fox is 2 for 5. As you see, the Lakers 19 of 38 at the line. O'Neal 8 for 19. Awful free throw shooting, keeping the Magic in this ball game.
Well, you have to look back on that little segment right there. If the Magic can score.
And Fox and Outlaw will jump it up.
Great hustle by both players. You would expect Bo Outlaw to be able to get this tip, which would give Orlando the basketball back after we come out of this timeout.
2 minutes and 52 seconds remaining in the fourth. Lakers 94, the Magic 88.
Obviously, this is top secret, or we wouldn't be here. Until next week, this meeting never happened.
This is go, no-go, folks.
Our product line's mesh, go.
Our growth, your cash flow,
go.
Finance is in.
The street will love it. The press will lead it up.
No SEC issues.
If we do this deal, we'll have 8 server farms, 10 extranets, and 10 different platforms, plus the wireless project.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
And that's when it hits you. You are so ready for IBM.
I had it all planned out, had no doubts. Everything was fine. Met this cutie that thought she knew me. Now, baby, my name's Divine. Before I kicked one line, she gave me her number, I gave her mine. Just got paid, cashed my check. Friday nights on my mind. I'm thinking, go shopping, get with cutie, do my duty. What a good time. To my surprise, my eyes was open to such weekend lies. But now I know, because that night had nowhere to go. After my shower, within an hour, realized I lost my dough.
Chrysler and Jeep vehicles continue to receive more and more and more awards. And now it's time to reward you with the Chrysler and Jeep Rewards program. Now for a limited time, get 0.9% APR financing on select Chrysler and Jeep vehicles. Reward yourself today with one of our award winners. And that's better than carrying around any trophy.
Credit card statements, CD, money market.
Those banks.
They nail us with high credit card rates and pay us nothing on our CDs. There's no escape.
Don't worry, I switched everything to Capital One.
Oh, no. To the neighbors!
Capital One offers some of the best rates in the nation on CDs, money market accounts, and platinum cards.
What's in your wallet?
That's a pretty impressive stat line if you can X out the free throws. 8 for 19, but 34 points, 18 rebounds, 6 assists for Shaquille O'Neal. And Shaq holds the high for most points in a game in this Magic Lakers all-time series for both teams back in '95. A young Shaq with 46 in an Orlando win against the Lakers. And then last season in the last meeting before today between these two clubs, O'Neal with 39 points, including this sham forcing overtime in a game the Lakers would go on to win against his former club. Played his first 4 years with Orlando, and you know that he loves to do particularly well against his former team. Meanwhile, Orlando controlling the tip, and Doliak with points 11 and 12 to bring the Magic within 4.
After 3 quarters, the Lakers had 15 turnovers. The Magic were able to run. In this period, they only have 1 turnover, so they've taken care of the ball, and that's why they've been able to take over the lead.
Here's the double on O'Neal. Penberthy for 3. Armstrong able to strip Ori. McGrady from downtown. Armstrong keeps it alive. Outlaw pops it out for Doliak. And another possession for the Magic with 2 minutes remaining in the fourth.
Will fatigue be a factor?
Outlaw gives it back. They swing it. Miller for 3. Outlaw try to save it. It'll be Laker ball.
The Magic all over the offensive backboard in that possession. Doliak had a couple good looks at it. Miller had a couple good looks. McGrady could not get anything to go. The Lakers very fortunate there, Marv, as they were able to dodge about 5 shot opportunities as the Magic tried to cut into this 4-point lead.
Orlando now has attempted 94 shots. The Lakers 69. It's a 4-point ball game with 1 minute and 35 remaining in the fourth. A couple of Lakers passing up on shots, and then the foul is called. That's the 15th foul on the Magic, so they are over the limit.
Well, when we spoke to Phil Jackson yesterday, he said one of the things he's seen recently on this trip is Shaq has wanted the ball at the end of the games. He's shooting free throws much better. 8 for 19 today. It's crunch time. Let's see what happens now.
Foul on Armstrong. Well, Shaq, after the poor start, has come on, although he's still only 9 for 20.
I've said if he can shoot 60%, I think you can hand him the trophy because it changes everything at the end of the games. If he's shooting in the 40s, it's a much different team you have to defend late in a ball game.
Lakers 95, the Magic 90. 1 minute 25 remaining in the fourth. McGrady changed his mind on that shot. And a foul given by McGrady.
He got in the air, and I think he really wanted to pass, Marvin. You said he changed his mind, and all of a sudden the passing lanes closed down. Now watch as he takes off. He gets hung in the air, no place to go, and it's just great athletic ability even got him a chance to get that shot off, and then he had to commit the foul. But once again, can the Lakers step up and make these free throws? Ori missed his last 2.
And he's 2 out of 6. Robert Horry, member of that Houston Rockets team that defeated Orlando in the 95 NBA Finals in Game 2 of that. Oh, man, what a brick.
You know, isn't it amazing how contagious shooting is, either good or bad? They shot so well from the field in this period, but they have not been able to make a free throw.
Horry set a finals record at 7 steals in Game 2, 11 3-point field goals, set a 4-game NBA Finals record, and Horry misses 2 more. So the Lakers now 20 of 43 from the line. It will be Orlando ball trailing by 5.
Chrysler and Jeep vehicles continue to receive more and more and more awards. And now it's time to reward you with the Chrysler and Jeep Rewards program. Now for a limited time, get 0.9% APR financing on select Chrysler and Jeep vehicles. Reward yourself today with one of our award winners. And that's better than carrying around any trophy.
Speed, reliability, performance. The qualities that won Lance Armstrong the Tour de France. Now, they're available in international delivery. Introducing Global Express Guaranteed from the U.S. Postal Service and DHL. Delivery to over 200 countries in as little as 2 days guaranteed. Now, you'll know which team to ride with.
Fly like an eagle.
Ever found yourself here? Waiting for the privilege of paying just to get in? That's how people feel when they realize how much they've been paying for internet access.
You, on the other hand, are no fool.
You log on to the internet using NetZero. It's fast, reliable, and it's totally free.
You'll never find a better service.
Ever, ever, ever. NetZero. Not just free internet access. The best internet access.
Who else but crazy men would film their crimes?
2 visitors are about to bring America.
I want to know who these guys are, and I want to know now.
To its knees.
They had a video camera, and I just wanted them to get out of here.
In prime time. Now.
If it bleeds, it leads.
2 of New York's finest.
It's going down! Go!
Must stop the madness.
Rule of the hunt.
Robert De Niro. Edward Burns.
You want headlines? You want to be a celebrity? Shoot me!
15 minutes. Rated R. Starts Friday, March 9th. NBC Tonight. Catch 2 episodes viewers voted the best of The West Wing. A special Sunday event.
This is a great job.
The best of The West Wing. NBC Tonight, 9/8 Central.
Minute 18 remaining in the fourth quarter as we welcome you back to Staples in Los Angeles. And once again, a close ball game for the Los Angeles Lakers.
Now, what that tells me is the Lakers have had to play a lot more close games this year than they did last year. Marv, their point differential this year is plus 2.6. Last year, it was plus 8.5. They were the best in the league. This year, the gap has been closed. They've been in much more closer games than last year, but they are winning, and which is a positive sign going into the playoffs.
And in front here today, without Kobe Bryant sitting out with that sprained ankle. Here's Armstrong. It all opened up for Darrell Armstrong.
Now, the fact that Doliak can shoot, Shaq did not want to leave him, so he did not help, and nobody on the weak side stepped over either, so now it's a one-possession game.
Lakers up by 3 as we approach 1 minute remaining in the fourth.
If Shaq catches it, they're going to foul him. You know that.
Well, they did not.
I don't understand that. Even though it was a jumper, you got to make him, he's going to be much more reactive, being able to instinctively turn and shoot rather than put him on that line and make him think about it.
Doliak. Oh, he has, some of his shots have been way off. Miller not able to hit. And Shaw with the rebound. And a foul on Hudson.
Shaquille O'Neal has played a magnificent game today. You know, you talk about the free throw line and how he struggled, but they went inside to him, and you see 3 guys around him. The Magic choose not to foul, and he turns and knocks it down to give his team a 5-point lead. But Shaquille O'Neal talked about before the All-Star game, Mark, that he was going to come back and be a different player. He's going to be more passionate. He was going to be better than he was in the first half of the season. His weight is down. He's playing better. He looks like he's healthier, which is bad news for the Western Conference and the rest of the NBA.
Brian Shaw, 74% free throw shooter, having another strong game at 17 points, 7 rebounds. Let's check in with Paul Sunderland.
Well, Marv, clearly during that last time out, Doc Rivers looked at all of his players, including Michael Doliak, and said, as soon as Shaq touches the ball, you got to foul him. And when Doliak did not hit Shaquille O'Neal, Doc Rivers was beside himself. Back to you guys.
All right, Paul. Well, obviously Doc has the same thoughts you expressed. 36 and 9/10 seconds remaining in the fourth.
Last week, one of their own went down.
Oh, my God!
Monday. As the third watch hunts to find the shooter, a loved one struggles to live.
Bobby, stay with me.
All new Third Watch, The Fallen, NBC Monday.
Attention car shoppers! Go 5 miles east of the sports complex to Noland Road, and you'll find the Miracle Mile now with over 5,000 new and used cars, trucks, and vans at Cable Dahmer Chevrolet, Champion Chrysler Jeep, Lakeside Kia, Galen Boyer Pontiac Buick GMC, Landmark Dodge, Independence Lincoln Mercury Mazda, Independence Honda, and Metro Ford. So drive your new car home today on the Miracle Mile, Noland Road, Independence.
You witnessed a sensation the first season. You witnessed a runaway hit with the second season. Now be the first to witness perfection with the highly anticipated third season of The Sopranos, only on HBO. Plus, witness great entertainment with first-run movies and originals. Catch the brand new season of The Sopranos on HBO. Call now.
Get connected to Time Warner Digital Cable and HBO for only $4.95 and receive a $30 rebate. Call today.
Are you uncomfortable when you don't know there is a bathroom nearby? Maybe you have an overactive bladder, that frequent sudden urge to run to the bathroom, and perhaps you don't make it in time. You're not alone. Over 17 million Americans have overactive bladder. Doctors are conducting a research study of an investigational drug for people with this condition. If you have overactive bladder, you should learn more. There are options. Call 1-888-38-STUDY. Make the call that could make a difference.
Tracy McGrady, 25 points through 3 quarters, has not scored here in the fourth. Orlando just used its final timeout. Shaquille O'Neal, 34 points, 13 of 18 from the field, 18 rebounds, 6 assists, 3 block shots. Lakers up by 7, 36.9 remaining in the fourth. All right, save for a second. On the roll, maybe.
Set play to get Armstrong a 3.
And hits it. Darrell Armstrong with 15, along with 10 rebounds and 8 assists. It's a 4-point game. Magic over the limit, but give the foul. That'll put Fox at the line. They kept the ball away from O'Neal. McGrady picks up his second.
A set play, you can see Doliak sets a back screen, and Shaq is not going to get out of there to contest the shot, and Armstrong knocks it down again to make it a 4-point game. But when we look at the Magic, they had won 9 straight, and they had done it because they played great defense. Over the last 3 games now, it looks like they're going to give up 100 points in each of the 3 games, which, you know, they don't do well when they give up 100-plus points. But more importantly, now it's going to be their 3rd straight loss. They've got to go to Denver, who's 21-7 tomorrow, then to Phoenix. So as quickly as you win 9, you can lose 5 and be right back sliding that Eastern Conference. That's how fragile it all is.
And Phil Jackson substituting for Shaquille O'Neal. Here's it from the crowd. It's a 6-point game. Hudson spinning his way. Won't get the call. Will not get the continuation, but he was fouled, and the Lakers are now over the limit. Foul on Horry. So for Shaq and the Lakers, they resume Wednesday in Denver, then next Saturday at Vancouver. Kobe Bryant telling our Jim Gray he hopes to make his return in the game against Denver on Wednesday. Said if this were a playoff game here tonight, he would have played. And now Shaq making his return. Reminder tonight on NBC, it's the Best of the West Wing. 2 episodes that you voted as your favorite on NBC.com. Back-to-back on a special night and time. That's the Best of the West Wing tonight at 9 Eastern, 8 Central on NBC. 18 and 5/10 seconds remaining. Lakers up by 4. Hudson stepped out of bounds. Good hustle, though, by Troy Hudson.
the Lakers are making this an adventure. You get the ball in, the game is over, but Denver goes away from the ball rather than to come to meet it. If he comes to meet it, they foul him. He makes 2 free throws, and it's a 6-point game. And for all intents and purposes, the game is over.
And now the foul given by Miller. That'll put Fox back to the line. He's now 4 of 7 at the line.
I think it was smart to hold Kobe Bryant out of this game today, Marv. You know his instincts. He's very friendly with McGrady. They have a nice little rivalry going. You know he would have gone out there, probably pushed himself. This way he gets a chance to rest. You expect the Lakers to win this game at home, and you want him healthy now as they get into this stretch drive. So I think it was good that Kobe made the decision not to play today. Sometimes you push the limits, and you can set yourself back 2 or 3 weeks if you re-sprain that ankle.
Here's Tyronn Lue checking back in for Brian Shaw. So if the Lakers hold on and beat Orlando, they will move within a half game of the Western leading Utah Jazz and Portland Trailblazers.
Well, you and I are going to be on the East Coast the next couple of weekends, so it's going to be interesting to see when we get back to the Lakers in 3 weeks exactly what has changed in this Western Conference. With the standings now from 1 through 5 are 1 game difference. It'll be interesting to see what happens, Marv, in the next 3 weeks before we get back and see the Western Conference again.
It may shuffle 10-15 times.
Absolutely.
By that point. Foul is called on Lou Hudson to the line. 12.6 remaining, a 6-point Laker lead. And as you mentioned, the Orlando Magic with a 3rd straight loss after winning the 9 in a row and looking to Denver tomorrow night, followed by Phoenix on Wednesday. And Orlando will drop into a tie with Toronto as they jockey for 5th, 6th, and 7th. Also drop a game behind Charlotte. O'Neal with rebound number 19. 9 7/10 seconds remaining. And a foul on Hudson. So the Lakers headed back to the line. Well, at the moment, the Lakers a game behind, but the win here would put them within a half game.
I always look at the loss column, and if you look at the loss column, you got 4 teams really that are only 1 loss behind Utah. And Marv, I had a chance last night. I watched that Portland Clipper game. That was one of the most exciting games that I've seen all season long. The Clippers coming off a trip to the East where they win 3 of their last 7 games. They play well, come in a double overtime, beat Portland. It's the 2nd time they've beaten Portland this year at the Staples Center. So what an exciting and entertaining game that was last night to watch.
They've had some thrilling victories here at home. Beat the Knicks in overtime. Last night, the double overtime victory. Beat the Timberwolves here at Staples. Killed the Lakers by 20 plus. And the foul is called with 5 5/10 seconds remaining. Foul on Lou and Hudson to the line.
Well, maybe this will be a positive for Troy Hudson. We've talked about him struggling, and they need somebody to be able to rest Darrell Armstrong. Even though these are garbage points, maybe it'll help his confidence. Because, again, Mark, they cannot continue to play Armstrong 38-plus minutes. Even with all this energy, he is 32 years old. They need to be able to rest him. And last year, Chucky Atkins came in and did such a great job. But he went to Detroit in the sign and trade deal with Grant Hill and Ben Wallace, who went then to Detroit with Chucky Atkins.
Plus, Darrell Armstrong has had the ongoing groin problem. Well, tonight here on NBC on the East Coast, NBC Dateline is coming up next. This game will not conclude. Another foul. 4.9 remaining. Phil Jackson amused.
Doc Rivers laughing over here. He's done these games before broadcasting. He's looking over here like, okay, guys, just keep talking.
Not that we don't enjoy spending the time together here, Greg, but
he knows exactly what's going over here right now.
This outcome has been decided. Rick Fox continues his ups and downs at the line. He's 6 of 10. Robert Horry 2 of 8. Shaquille O'Neal 9 for 21. So the Lakers now lead 106-100. Oh, Penberthy with the steal, and that will wrap it. So The Lakers make it 4 straight wins over the Orlando Magic. Shaquille O'Neal with the big numbers. 37 points, 19 rebounds, 3 block shots, and 6 assists. Tracy McGrady quiet in the fourth, finished with 25. Coming up next here on NBC, except on the West Coast, Dateline NBC, followed by the best of the West Wing. So for Doug Collins, Jim Gray, Paul Sutherland, I'm Marv Albert. Thanks for tuning in. You have been watching the NBA on NBC.
He defies physics. A high-flying showman. With a fear of no one. Vince Carter leads the Raptors. Latrell Sprewell leads the Knicks. A playoff rematch next Sunday, noon Eastern, NBC.
This is Dateline.